their concessions. Some of them have 400, 500 miles square. And there's gold in some parts of those concessions that they will never mine because the grams per ton of ore is so low. But yet, if you put a small-scale miner there, he can mine it effectively. And so we discussed with them, and they've all agreed. And so Anglo-Ashanti was the first. They've cut a part of the concession, and that is what Omani and Murtala and Co. are going to launch, cooperative mining, so that we'll move the small-scale miners from the forest reserves where they're causing destruction and settle them on the concessions where the big mining companies have seeded. As I speak, Newmont has demarcated an area for these small-scale miners. And we have asked the big companies to mentor them and supervise them and make sure they do the right thing. So that was going to be an alternative for moving them out of the forest and other places so that they can mine under the supervision of those companies. And that's where our colleagues were going when the helicopter crashed. And so it's a program that we're going to continue so that we can give them an alternative, not just go chase them around without finding something else.
EpaHoaDaben.
I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the Galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The President can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight Galamsey without necessarily implementing a state of emergency. It means that we have to delineate the areas where the state of emergency is operational. And if you look at the area where Galamsey is taking place, it covers several districts of our country. And so we would do it if it becomes necessary. But for now, I think that we've given the security services enough powers to be able to deal with people who are found to be involved in Galamsey.
EpaHoaDaben.
I mean, the kind of financial in free war. What is a chairman of the NDC? Babaye or Babashene, thank you to us 9 months into government. Even after the president, I thank you to For you as a political analyst, who is saying?
Yo, maybe me don't I mean, here for and I say maintaining system that if the party is even in opposition, most often that nanka near or contest now in Chono, Ebia to belly nanka party plus executives. Now, in the case of we have a situation that the party won the election. And Oman Penia, what that party now, the leader of government, and the inquiry about to Akodasi, but I'm saying, then you have to say, I said in Katias or quarter Kyoto. I was say be a party in the interim at the back. Ebia will call as a chairman in his capacity as a chairman without Ebia the entire party as the executive being part. And as a course, party meeting so there. and the party is going to bear the cost there, then it cannot only be him as the national chairman going on a thank you for, because and you know one to abane the man. That to abano the man, about the man, national secretary, national organizer,
98.9.
any other national officers. So omo born to adi ananka omunyina na o se ekabom na eko. As ono kwa e kwa di ansini o se nkyeremu ebem. Then it means say bia wo fi say ya to abaman wankwa ankodasi intimi hu nasia no nasia as chairman elect or nasia as the NDC being elected. So the difference should be clear. And it's NDC are talking about the NDC. Ye enyaman peniwo. Bia wakwa that NDC as it. That of the national our NDC G1. And no, then it means that must include all other national executives. But so all capacity should be then I don't know the nomenclature or the motive or the call. Apart from that, it may be a little too early to jump into some kind of conclusion. As I'm saying, on Conco Dina baby, M.A.N.T. near a summer or day. And also, Nanchen, I was saying, you're going to be. Sir, there is no lack of communication. And I said there is miscommunication. I don't want to think that there is some kind of miscommunication. So of course, then it means one no one to be here, Ghana mine. Omanpeni Bahama, thank you, Toa. You will meet ordinary Ghanaians together with the executives, together with chiefs, opinion leaders, and other civil society. But as a national chairman of the party, you don't have that control. The only control you have could be you meeting executives of the party. Party in elections. That is where it can end. But if there is any other motive, maybe anything else is just speculation.
Anything else could be just speculation, but yeah, na circumstances nema speculation ni be etwetwe aso kakra. Mame mao maybe something that is closer to Nientia or Kosa, and this is reportedly coming from an aide to Chairman Esiedun Ketia. His name has been given as Justice Yeboah. And I quote the reason Odiama for this tour. Or say Chairman Esiedun Ketia, and I quote, wants to correct the long-standing culture where politicians find ways to reach hard to access areas only during campaign seasons and disappear once elections are over. This is what the aid Edia Tuja as the reason for this tour. Etowasum.
I say after elections,
No campaign.
You must find a reason to do this unusual thing. What I said, you must find a reason to do this unusual thing.
You call it unusual, which is very striking.
It is unusual that in America said we may have to see other national executives as part of this talk. Not just the national chairman. So national chairman is Kodia. And yeah, Butaya be and yet Butaya or Deco. Tabutaya maybe
Sesa scenario ne possible and as a scenario no ne ye kwa yem fan sesa omo di omo adwene bu se ne flag bearer bid na otu ho anamo no oni omo be ya adwene so omo dwene sa.
Well, the rest is left for people to speculate. What I say, the rest is left for people to speculate. But if it is presidential, I think that it is a little too early. If it is presidential, it is a little too early.
So
he's probably taking advantage. It may be presidential, but as as smart and intelligent as he is, he may merely acquaint himself without making any pronouncement that could make people judge in the situation. Now, you see, as national chairman, he was not appointed by the president. He was elected by deputy. Into one shada and Shelman Penina say, unless he say, what did you mind? A dean party dean into dispute. That is when probably disciplinary action could be triggered against him. Because it will be very much suicidal that you have an elected president just 9 months or 8 months and some weeks. And then you will have a national chairman who is to ensure that he assists the president to succeed. Before, if you also have any ambition, you can declare. Now, the other thing problematic, if it is indeed influenced by a presidential ambition, is that, and it is quite unusual, in the Fourth Republic, it won't be that. The national chairman will want to be the successor to a certain president. You see, as a national chairman, you are a neutral arbiter. You are even supposed to supervise the processes leading to a new candidate being elected to lead the party. So the question I've been asking myself, because I've granted about 3 interviews on this today. The question I've been asking myself is that, will he resign when he decides to? Because you cannot be a referee and a player at the same time.
Happy FM 98.9.
Because other appointees of the president who are ministers will want to contest at a point to be asked by the president to resign so they can focus on their presidential campaign. So they can focus on their presidential
Now, I am looking at the implication for Sir Thank You Toy say if send a man for be a no, and of course in the world of politics ultimate control will be analysis of as someone question in the conclusion or person or draw into even though one can say ana enin da ho no say a presidential bid and a o2 ho anamono the potential say enkofo so more party ni mu a omo a similar interest ebe interpret say sa na oye enti eno enti no omo so ebe fiase atutu anamo a ebe ma amanfo so hu so mo sa interest no ewo ho eni the potential say ebe ka de na frama ene no obi a ono wo sa ambition ebe na adwen say obe fiase aye moves to indicate an intention I bet him disrupt abai focus.
It depends upon how it is done. So,
hello, Doc.
For example,
okay.
In the media space,
Doc, Pacho, just before you continue, I'm getting a feedback from your phone. Let me say, indicator no on. I'm not sure if your indicator is on, but me TikTok sound be here. Madama, we bet my home bibi kakama mia.
Okay.
Pacho now can be about media.
Yeah. In the media space, and other polls that have been done show that his name has been mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Names like Fabric
98.9.
Minister, Honorable Ekopoku,
Yeah.
Education Minister Haruna Idrisu,
Mm-hmm.
the Finance Minister,
Dr. Fossey,
what is it called? The Chief of Staff,
the Chief of Staff.
the Poli Honorable Ablakwa. I think the latest one even included Mr. Guzitano's name.
And just yesterday, I heard Alfredo Kovandapoy as well.
I don't even know how that name came about, but I've seen that name as well.
Okay.
But at this point in time, it is obvious that some potential candidates have been projected one way or the other, or they have been projecting themselves one way or the other.
Yeah.
It is very unusual to see a chief of staff being actively involved in, commissioning programs, some policies and those things. When the president and vice president, and I said substantive minister, and took as a chief of staff, and OSHA, the way I project here, it means that the person is interested. And the way the person has been carrying himself shows that he's equally interested.
To the extent that functions are vice president ewo hono. Normally, anka, so the president is there, chief of staff on Kasabi, vice president or Kasewia esi. But you sometimes have events vice president Kasewia, then the chief of staff also comes to address it.
You see, that is very unusual. And the normal secretary, the chief of staff, usually you are the administrative head of the presidency, administrative. But you see, because of the dynamics of the day, he's also taking advantage to project himself. Now, Mr. Asedun Katia also has that ambition. Obviously, he may want to also take advantage of his position as chairman of the party, also, make some moves that will equally put him in some kind of advantageous position. So,
me abase subtle moves we na say if Johnson is doing Ketia presidential, it is inspired by some of these subtle moves because nano ya GMPC program say they were launching a certain initiative. The vice president was there, the chief of staff was there, vice president and Kasa chief of staff for me Kasa and Niama when mu bi na bi a pushy chairman na mo no so
Oh, certainly. Because you see, what makes it more dangerous, the chairman is not under anybody's control.
That's right.
He's the chairman of the party, elected by the delegate. Now, it will get to a time where the president will become a lame duck. The vice president, I don't know if the vice president also want to contest, but if she will want to contest, then definitely she will also be making sense. But the vice president is supposed to help the president to succeed.
Yeah.
Once the president succeeds, and if she decides to contest, then it means that she's going to run on the success of the president as a team. So, as a team, these subtle moves now are possible. That is what has inspired things of that nature. But you see, if you go out there and make it so obvious, say, and I will
there's a bit more counterproductive amount of
that is the thing. Because you cannot be launching such an ambition at this time. I think
We say too early if it is what we are thinking. But Obi Subeka say it's just a 4-year journey. Enchebia ebeba. And this is a party in government. So be a presidential ambition. The early bird catches the worm, Anna.
But you see, you have a government to run. We are not electoral machines where we just go out there and be voting without, having to see to the dividends that will come, or that is supposed to come out of that. So, we are not just
EpaHoaDaben.
Mame nkwa homa no so na many opening executive director Africa Center for International Law and Accountability ASELA or sounds your consultant Emma CDD on campaign financing me patre Mr. William Nyako or homa no so including komona emusa sa 200 million asemu ehho asem bezanya ko timenka happy FM so ne memwadwo edo asewie
Bibi Mr. Michelle no atiefo nyina
begidi say we ahoden wo ho de
oh nyame da oro ma say de mo announce bridal idi na je say mekrum so o se wo fa me hoka o za
uni how o fa si mi gide mu ma nti ensure kire kra
no
obani ma mi bu so ne beto mu na mi hu ya nam si na we su free he mo pa kire say ene say obi per president edi Ghana ebe cost no about $200 million and sana watimi aye an effective campaign. First, Mami Busa, moye den na mube hunu se eka ewo exercise munie.
We Juma CDDI from over the years. The recent ones now 2022 no CDD pneumonia study the cost of politics particularly the sources of baby esikane free they finance MP and also president. And at that time now the dollar to the cedi 5 Ghana 71 pesos.
Okay.
And we were able to estimate from the study say with the president over here $100 million. Now the cost of the study yes, near EVA friend validation. All my campaign managers, presidential candidates, and then Mr. MPs by and in the 2 minute normal confirm here. Now the latest one is an estimation of the first one, factoring for inflation and rising costs. So that's how the estimation came about. Now, new president in Kwan, so for MP. Now, I want to estimate here, say, Upese with the MP, spend the 4 million Ghana. 4 million Ghana, no. Over here, we used to be Upese MP in the constituency. Normally, maybe about 2 years for crowns and over approach party, no. Who spend this car, who call funerals, who call how your development project. You spend about 2 million during that process, and the other 2 million your campaign within the party for the constituency election, inter-party election as an parliamentary candidate. So as I say, that alone, no. The estimate, I was very revising so because we always said Sika man for spending my delegates in Kuapua. As I say, the minimum bro even 4 million during even the primaries here. And bottom line, and say, cost of politics, also the MP and also the president, continues to rise. Now, yes, I know. Any youth and survey persons who have a disability, who are differently abled, and a lot of them know me. Because normally, no, a ma intimi and resist cat is a ma because contacts. So normally, no person or finance, them as in your bar. And this are normally very dangerous for the democracy.
Okay, now, on church, Remuno, Okase, when they estimates, Obibe Busa say, estimates near some more money na able. How scientific is this?
Oh, sir, the say, and this estimate, is based on running for presidential candidate on the ticket of either the NDC and MPP. To be president, or to be the presidential candidate, normally you say nomination through party. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But at the point of even beginning to come up, set delegates, because parties no use delegate system,
Yeah.
Candidates, and making sure say party, elections are polling agents, ward for all the way from the ground to
the top.
Constituency chairman, party chairman, all the way in all the 16 regions. Over making sure say on for now,
Yeah.
It will finance that election from within the party, from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, until the Anokradi will make sure say all the majority of region, constituency, at least about 2/3 of secretary is within the party.
Okay.
And then you have to come also at the national level. So what follow said you elected presidential candidate when this is impeachment. Also at the end of the day, to meet passing free all the 16 regions. Hotel one bed down, it is a very huge cost.
Yeah.
And I say, this is just dealing with the party level. And Sana, who be a candidate for the party, who campaign in all the 16 regions. Because we are in a campaign period, defined campaign period, the election way, and now you elected president, you want people take office. Now, campaign is what I started, especially with opposition. As I say, we all these regions, all these constituencies, sometimes we 2-3 times. So as I say, into the cost, echo high. Into doing that campaign, not just within the party or logistics, I will spend it, but Sika voters, and so any year almost year through. So it is this estimate, and I'm telling them, we spoke to people who know, almost presidential campaigns in Soda. And he estimated 2 million, and now my input.
More estimates anyway, more fair. My campaign managers paying and more validate say more estimates correct. Now, send your watch them with you. We bet me crack I say 200 million no cranny be a conservative figure because Obika say per president idea the very moment idea nebe bano ne kana shase anisa.
No, even I will tell you so normally ambition one. Answer now, over out, over you and you must say, over say, who contest no. Not say, no crown or not, over say, what softening ground no. She can't be because answer now, over out, over publicly be announced no. Who structure in such a way, say, who can ya, and then pennyphony being so right, I bet how it. What I say, and no mere caution. The brain is not out in the public. It is only the Ayana who know and I say focus no what's no yes only a presidential candidate all around the constituencies 270 what 6 constituencies you know imagine campaign by saying you see as part of our monitoring monitor said the MPs need presidential candidates maybe baby to the baby omutimi kono nkukuru omukono akwan ni ayi omukonso a for presidential candidates no omukwa they have a whole delegation maybe have 2 buses omukọ hotels ombeda. What I say? All of those things. Or your incumbent now or abuse state resources. This are no money. It is no. The can watch some necessity no, but the cost of politics no, it continues to go high.
But democracy in itself is expensive.
Oh, it depends on the way you structure normal. Okay. So, for example. The cost no related to the intra-party elections. That's your fan say MPP and this person or parliamentary candidate, a constituency no.
Yeah.
I don't know. Delegates kakre bi pen omo yere. Nipa baby at 300, 400 bi. What I say? Ain't no. I don't know. Yana candidates no try so majority of the people on their side. What do they do? Evidence shows they give them money. They'll be them to me will be about 5,000. Now for the presidential delegates remember the way you bring down the cost at the constituency level is instead of selecting a nipa bear 400, 300 you have a party card bearers Kevin is a Dominic Abinya, NDC4 registered the EBB 40,000, and I see MPP for 40,000. Yes, instead of delegates, where 300 maybe you may But I say, and this is going to be part of the state support, and so the state takes it over. You are not going to be able to buy for 40,000 people. Even at the presidential intra-party election, you make every card-bearing member of any of the political parties, all of them vote. Elsewhere, this is how state, support it to bring the cost down. Because a lot of it, spending cigar, what they be amount for. Now, the filing fees compared to how much is spent at the preparatory stage, it is very small. But I know so there are reforms. I was here now making sure the cost no more.
And that brings into sharp focus the very latest issue with regards to the NPP. Now, one hopeful amount for her say. Or also be contested indicators saying they will contest TBM. And amongst the reasons of my and it's one, and if I quote or said the unreasonable and unhealthy monetization of our internal politics as evident in the astronomical amount of 4,600,000 Ghana cedis being demanded from each aspirant. So clearly for the political parties, filing fee moment time wa almost with me raises car almost the bed wage one more party in the campaign. And the NPP has been defending and explaining this. Open so a flag bearer, I was so muyedu, I was so resourceful, I was so to support to party. And so Omo the BB to sell for 4.6 million Ghana cedis development fee bar. For that position now also open, you must be willing to pay this much to support the party. And you're justified.
One say your your constitution. No.
Yeah.
Don't forget, as I am no. A moon political parties free by. The political parties act, no. Any accompanying legislation, no. In the constitution, they say political parties no must practice internal democracy. Internal democracy, no. No. How the party is run, no. It must conform to democratic values.
Okay.
Until you ask yourself, do an assessment of MPP for filing fees.
Any development fee?
A development fee. National NDC for also there. All you see is that they keep on rising.
Yeah.
Now, the manner in which the increases occur, no, do they conform to democratic standards? So, this huge amount is obviously intended to exclude people. Internally, I can say, eventually, how much that people spend, a presidential candidate on the NPP will spend or NDC will spend, it will go high. Because even at this level, also 4-point-something million. This is in addition to other fees. Now, so this is moving a new strategy. So, how many people are going to be able to afford this? It is going to be a few. And the MPP, some of the 30 fees here, they must always keep in mind when the process no use it conforms to democratic, and it's not just the MPP, all the political parties that set these arbitrary and very high fees. They are just excluding people. And it is not enough to justify say look back at all the years gone by from 1993 up to today, how much candidates fees were. A normal system, but you cannot use, you should not run your party in such a way that it may run counter to democratic principles required by the Constitution, which is the biggest. Parties are government in waiting. The more you demand candidates should pay these huge amounts of money, it builds up the cost of politics. Over the president, what the person is going to do and so on and so forth. Yeah, resources they are sharing that is why we must be concerned about the internal workings of a political party.
That's right.
That is why Constitution can't say a political party must operate under democratic principles.
Operating in common way, Minya increasing Kunye, na ye common quachiri, ne expanding common cohe, baby Sikanaya, a tie free bar, and whether even the parties themselves comply with Political Parties Act in terms of audited account and the whole bigger conversation about funding of political parties. Yempebrena, you see in Semuhunkunya.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Baby, when you say first na ye binumu ye shut down pe politics. You see politics for no money or money into munye. But na mumu ebinumu so nti enyina ye ni agi say ye beboa ma o man na akoso na ebo 1 o'clock pe na wa ye lawyer ma o man na lawyer for enyina pon akofia akoda. Nyamishra
EpaHoaDaben.
EpaHoaDaben. Say it again.
EpaHoaDaben.
Daben.
Now together, EpaHoaDaben.
Awesome.
EpaHoaDaben.
Emra Yebui, Emra Mene, a former chairman, Greater Accra, Emma NDC Amanyuku, and former vice chair of the FA, Ena Edieshia, chairman Kobina Ade Kuka.
Chairman Emeritus.
Chairman Kwaba.
I'm a Josu. Papa. Veteran like you.
Oh, Chairman.
So some few years back, you bought BBA.
That's right.
BB Bismark.
That's
right.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
It is said here, I drew a real show, was when tea happy. EpaHoaDaben. Who could tea baby, Kabia, who can say, baby.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Meeting the Bismark Brown, no wait me a friend me BB. Memoahamo akwaba ba EpaHoaDaben jumedie eso. Ene eye fiada. We are wrapping up the week. Yabai die, na yaba. Yebedu amai mu komo. Ni adwenyu ne omai no ho ensemo a apie mu na wotwi enkomo a yedi efa omai no ho amemwo politics ene embra ho ebeka ni nyina bomu na ya wrap up week no ne wagya wo mu obesan ba bafa na otimi akere wadwene ewo ho. You want to meet us live on Facebook? We're there as well. Oba Facebook live, share and like our stream. Never more than say or they or commenting so ebi go ho. Aya na do commenting bi nso afa WhatsApp so when na convenient mawa. Or WhatsApp line 059 405 1145. Memo ahe me aha emo akwaba fa che me. Entina se yen sha se. Yanka oh my God,
If we
Onsu ya wo fa na me nso menya me fa. Na yen kambo mu ne empia amaga na nkonani. Na wotwi waye ne sen. Na wotwi Ghana agenda no. Reset agenda no. Eden na wo waya fa ho na moment watu afa ho. Eden na wo ye na wotwi to advance the cause of Ghana. Opo bribe bia na. Oma emra ne ye adwuma na. Oye oman bapa edi mra no so ana. Emra na obi ani ho no mo no, eburo na awe ye no de to he. Emra na dwonso aka wo na otu ani hwa ha na obi ahu no. Okoto ho adwonso ye ho. Oman bapa no wo ye ne sen. Amanfo kɔ Singapore ba na mo ka ho asɛm, amanfo kɔ Aburukyire ba na mo ka ho asɛm. Nanso sankrofo na odu saka na aka ne pa. Owura tokuro bi mi na hɔ na ɛhɔ yɛ okay a, obebie ne flap. Oyoba nso a obepɛ wo obi abatwere ho. Obie ne nam, ɛne ta. Free. O my bano o ye ne sen. Ade a digi 10 cedis, o di agi 25. O yes, anu o man ni mu aye den. O my bano o ye ne sen. Nes okwa adwuma. Na o te wani mu ma ayarfo a aba hospital ho ana. Uhunu wo mo so ya Ghana fo a wo mo deserve tema. Utriti wudua Ghana ni a wo ba hospital nurse doctor utriti ni sen. E wo mu na wani mu ana. Ana wo de anije ni ofeso energy no. Wo kan kranhye se mi kire na na. O ma no that Ghanaian hospitality. Uhu abrofo ni ahoho a dem a wo mo na na. Ta ka se Ghanaians are hospitable. Ese Ghana for there. Eya no kre. Sa ye nsu ni ye mban no eya ahoho ne ye da na didi kire wo. We are not hospitable to one another. Ensu ehunu hoho de a ye de ntoma be safam ama no. Ye be som no. Obe free line mu di ama no so medi mu. Obe soa ne ama ne di akwa akwadwa no. O Ghana ba no wo ye ne sen na wotwe. Ewie be ma akwan no aba phone line no so. Ensem a eyedi hu nkomo na wotwe nyina da ye be ka ni nyina abo. Adane ejubedie no ye be sori so eye no num. Sane say idim say Ghana Premier League match ehhehye so. Your number 1 sports station. Commentary papa ni nyina ha ene edi efrie eba. Nti ye fan kame o. We know me no pepe ni sorry so now the sports team are taking over with a live commentary. Ghana Premier League match. Mediema versus Vision FC. It will be live on Happy 98.9 FM. It may near fidie ni free ha. But now watching soon someone besen akopa o. Now watch here now your man Penny launch the big push agenda. The game changer. We never network regions and the district capitals nina. We be ma akwania bedia ye entem. Now watch big push. Again in common, in fact, public attention pa. You're wrapping up now watch. Then I come one out. My penisha contractors, you know, young concofa, ejuma we konkoma wheelbarrow contractors. Contractors, somebody got a year no ye patches in kwa. Omu party ba power. and no more contractors. Also, but the roads minister also made Ghanaians aware, say, yeah, now I buy this Kaya Kwaya in China, say, now buy some Bocani and some contractor for where their debut, the human our contractor for insurance was acquired to two within 2 years. We'll draw on the insurance and use the money to fix our road. We are doing things differently. We are coming home near the home. Now, what means to declare a state of emergency? Roman Catholic Kasofo Akukudam bishops. Esa ko pejan komo ibae. Enumwa ena UTAG University of Ghana one branch. And so this statement ba bontin say womun so say timu biem. Then declare state of emergency. Ghana Coalition Against Illegal Mining. Oma retreat to corner. Now what we are. Ani nyina ni asema na no mampani nkokan. Asema okan na say ade ana ne nkrofo bebre support ma Ghana photo abeti abanda da no. Ene o masese o madwene wo ho. O say you are reluctant to declare state of emergency because eno the last resort. You knew her. Inti you knew her na den ye beye. Na watchia na openi o kasama mampani ni aban. Felix Kwachio Fosu MP. Ose mampani take a radical approach. Debia ye dia soja fo no kwa na omu kopamo omu anoma san ba back to camp. Na nkofo na san ba. Identify 44 districts agalamse ekoso kase pa. E dia soja fo no ko station ho. Omu kobo wo mu sese. Ewo sa 44 districts na wo mu ene galamse fo no de si ani. Eti ene se hote wow. What is the plan to ensure integrity? Now what you so abronye ni detention na ba so ye ba ni bail actually okonya bail 50,000 Ghana cedis. Akwatwe nkomo ne ba when you realize say abronye arrest ene bail ayama no ayesaka ne tikoko hye mu biem actually judge man the bail at the widespread condemnation eba beto police for so and to some extent aban no so san komo no koso na watwi na watwi so ana me say we kra de enche kra na yama me justice tokonu esande na ni kire court ho biem this time around not to the Supreme Court but to the High Court. I say Chief Justice the way you me now so pass o you me say me justice of the Supreme Court to the wait yamra no chira me kwan a wo fa so de yi me from the bench na yen komranim or challenge the removal from the bench as a justice of the Supreme Court on procedural grounds. Now what legal arguments are what do I first ask me? I'm born a tougher, I'm born a tail, and team free hall. Now what you soon I thank you to assemble to move. Johnson Esedun Katia, General Secretary of the NDC. Yes, sir, Woba Pro no call a constituency Sahodo. NDC Mawomu, a woman sum NDC. Edia Seda Akoba Womusan said, I don't know the party anymore. I didn't share a buy a mukoko. Now, one more new mukoko, almost Sefata Aseda. Into a teasim. Edia Seda, and Incomodian and Nam. Thank you to you so kwatwen komaba ama NDC mpanimfo ni bia criticize one chairman say anamontuei betimi di asɛm aba anamontuei presidential ambition age ho ebon ho me betimi atweamanfo adwene afiri amamuo no so adopani ni say na problem be na esi me na me party chairman executives what party no mu firi suru koka form enyina report to me na me ni o mako campaign na me sim ko do man say o how be na ekoso ebi yen ka bom ni ani nkomo ye be hye unkran na ye de wafutu sem so de abrewo e ba phone lines no so no mama kwan na ya wrap up the week na kwa homa no so na me ni mpanimfo ba komienu bi nso adi nkomo ensem bi akamu ye be ko general mosquito aso eye na ye ne eye wona wono ene ne nam adi nkomo thank you to na ekosen nkomo be na ekoso thank you to ni mu na party for no womo ho keka te sen on seeing omo chairman we told say chairman so hia hemfo so ahodo e de aseda ni bi ne nam bra Facebook na ye ni nkomo no sene me di kankan ye no eye no mienu pepepe and in fact no num pepepe na ye sorry so na ejemu de ama the sports team emra ono de Ghana Premier League match between Mediema and Vision FC ebeba be hyehyɛ so mama me fa nko Golden Stone Logistics Company Limited na menka asɛm de bi nkyerɛ we sane sɛ ye kɔ afi na wie ya ne sa na mo a mokofa ne mafia ma no ne de ba no ɛyɛ ade ba ko a ehia kɛseɛ ɛne sɛ obenya obi a obetimi de wo niema no aba de ama wo niema no ye de beba to da bi ye de beba no na ehun nsɛm bebree bi kura niema no ebi asɛe ebi apaapai eto da bi kura mpo na sɛnea ɛbɔ a wɔhyɛ wɔ the number of days a niema de beduo no na akwa bibia wɔ na nkɔmɔ foforɔ kura na ɛkɔ na wɔn se wɔn deɛ wɔn aba de ama and they been in the market for the past 15 years wɔn serve wɔn clients pa wɔse ɛsi cargo ɛna wɔpɛ sɛ ɔde niema fa ɛpo so de aba Ghana omoye full container load and groupage services. Wono sanso ye air cargo, one a penny express. On person de niema fa wiem e de ba Ghana. Wono se hodie, omakwadari mu ene sea cargo nyina. Na wo pe super fast customs clearance, any best price full container declarations. Sa service no so eno so de wo mo akwadari mu. Se niema na ba pa na pese e clear ntem fama wo. And a Golden Stone Logistics Company Limited. Yama free professional consultancy. Sebeya, ebe boaw ama onye mistakes bia ebe cost business no. Se wo ko wanim na wunyini a, oni ye nyina na enyini bom. Nti wo interest no eye yenso yendadwene ye boawo with professional advice. Obi ohodom a na the first time wo kofa niema benie. The best company ane ne beye adwuma eye Golden Stone Logistics Company Limited. Most of these logistics company limited a companies no eni wo ho abotre ni wo time wo be ma wo futuo etie wonse mu ye na wa kire ne wo se wo ye se wo de bra anytime bibi kire wadwene e fa niema apeso de ba ho a ye be bo na yetufo ye sanso flexible pricing policies ye nya chinchine bawe ye no tenase edi nkomo wa ho den yenso ya ho den se be ya wadwuma ne be koso ne yenso ye ho beto yen yenso adwuma koso we meet each other halfway na yetimi edi nkobo enti woni yen kase ne na ye hwe kwan ye be fa so a ye de oniema no e be fiama no ne ede aba frayen was 0502 609 222 0502 609 222 announce betimi afre 0208 126 777 0208 126 777. The air catcher one say when you Golden Stone Logistics here, Juma, you move you cargo no just like that, and I move you cargo keke. Nemumono, your sanso handle cargo no with expertise, with care and trust. Golden Stone Logistics Company Limited, we're delivering growth and securing trust. If you are na ye de ani dwumadie Kaseɛ eba so September ya na meka September ya na me patre 22nd September edwa da ya nimu yi wa wonim say interior minister de statement edi kan ba bonten say afofida holiday isane say 21st no na ye de kai osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na woda na ekoto kwasi adenti no na wo say edwada no ye de home na ye de koso de kai no na for the past 15 years ni Global Media Alliance ene Japan Motors aka bomu the event bi ahye osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ne birthday na ya ye ni 15 years ni de aboa manfo akwaniasan bebre so aboa ama enipa timi anya ebre atenetene na apomu to da bia yadwuma ayeye ene yakwani abadie nti no yenya bre manipadua entene apomu enye exercise nti no ya ye ne se wo de wontimi nye no kra afinimu nyina 21st de miawani ne beka ye ho na yentumrika kakra nyamrika tenten girigidi bia America ya tu nyina na edi nkomo so ate aha ye joge na ya nante na ye nante a ne de tinetine ya pomu watena ka mu anopa wie nwumre da bi ateka mu air condition fie air condition car wunyamre mpo no watena wapomu ukọ adanfo office na fro staircase wo fro be 2 floors pe na ohome nyina ete at least afini mu nyina yenhia edwoada na yentenetene ya pomu kakra ye be aerobics na ya nante ni ajoge kakra ye wie nso a ye be network na wahia obi a wonimu no bia na business bi betimi epemu ewo ho it could even lead to anything wade bibia betimi epie you don't know who you meet inti brani nhia na ye link up ye ntenetene ya pomu na ye have fun as well when your friend no GMA Japan Motors Corporate Run and Walk say dwumadie ya ye ni 15 years ni na ya say sika bia ye nya ni free event we mu no ye ndi wo ye num ye de mu 25% a whopping 25% e de koboa the Ghana Blind Union na eniema ne akade a wo musu hia be ma wo mu akwani abadia akoyi ama wo mo no sense wo mani afrentie na eja eno so aso wo mu asene ankrankre epeso wo de wo hu edom dwumadie ya 100 Ghana cedis pe eno ape 100 Ghana cedis. Open more information on nsem ase ana pese nsem bi nso ye clear de ma wa eno ane so be fa 2 numbers na wa friend wa follow up 020 856 5397 020 856 5397 and also be friend 020 678 4956 GMA Japan Motors Corporate Run 2025 15 years of running with a purpose. And of course, your partners are new over the years, a Global Media Alliance, Japan Motors, Zen Fusion Consultancy, YFM, Lakeside Estate, Happy FM, Silver Star Tower, YTV, and a Silver Star Auto. 98.9 FM, EpaHoaDaben Medine. Beba Facebook na nkomo ade aba no so mabekenkan ni nyina ede amao enti koso afabra meba bi chia no ma akwaba na mabodini na ja nkomo so ade baaye no yede ni nyina ahyehye eso yemfa wafutu semembre wene awie yintu ye hofo na ko weekend ye hwe ye namontu ene yakoni abedie enso eye emre na so se ye betu ye hofo
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Ewie mi tufu dia na wa wonim se eye nkomo baako pe. Say no to single use plastics. Say no to single use plastics. Eye nkomo bi a me no obekọ so adi nma kakai wo. Ye ko weekend na wonim se weekend a ye kono. De biara da ye ko weekend a ya na ye full of activities. Entertainment bebre na womu na ayiyon so bebre womu eno achi nso no wa wani tua ya na yetai etenase etutu bi edidi bi ehyiehia ye ho enti ya na weekend no ya na emu ohyepa na ye kwa ye ba nyina ye didie mu ene yakoni abadie mu ya na ade ba ku bi abeka ye ho a ye nkonya no na ye nkonya no nso ya na ewura fi se wakoye asan so akoye body bin so di amayen me pa kire single use plastic weekend nkɔfoɔ bɛyɛ engagement souvenirs yɛde bɛma amanfoɔ rubber bag na yɛde hyehyɛ mu take away a yɛde bɛma nkɔfoɔ wedding reception ahodoɔ aseɛ rubber bag ya ɛne yɛde kɔ akɔhyehyɛ mu na megyina ɛne so na mede asrɛ sɛ yɛkɔ weekend yi wɔn yɛ mmɔden sɛ ahonedie enso ɛbɛka yɛn weekend na yɛkɔdie no ɛho moma ahonedie ɛnyɛ yɛn dadwene ɛbɛsrɛ mo a mo organize event ɛnɛ no ukɔdwo mu a yɛwɔ reusable bags bebree reusable bags ɛwɔ kurom a msɛ ɛsɛ kura de etwa bi mpo Ghana ha first na nka China for na ɛde ba saa bag na ɛsɛ mehu sɛ ne me describe fabric no mo de ayɛ no ɛnyɛ ntoma sort ase ɛna ɛnyɛ rubber nso adentem bi saa emu ha ɛyɛ no match thank you wɔ ho bi saa na ɛyɛ reusable ɛyɛ bag a wo nkɔnkɔnkɔtɔ ɛnkɔtɔ ntwene anaasɛ ɛyɛ bag a wo nkɔtɔ ntwene te sɛ na ɛyɛ a woyɛ rubber bag no nti wo reusable bag a ɛboa nti mo a mo bɛyɛ engagement mo bɛyɛ wedding receptions ne ade no instead sɛ mo bɛ fa rubber bag a mo de aduane bɛhyɛ mu amankɔfoɔ de souvenirs ɛhyɛ mu amankɔfoɔ no mo ayɛ nyinaa yɛ mmoa na yɛnte rubber bag no so na yɛnhwɛ nanka saa reusable bags yi bi yɛntɔ ɛno ne yɛmfa yɛn souvenirs yɛde ma ahohoɔ no ɛnhyɛm rubber bags a yɛde ma aduane yi so nka bɛte so anka bɛboa ɛne yɛ take away na de ma nipa na nanka ankwankɔhyɛ rubber bag mu ne nkɔ akwakɔhyɛ saa reusable thank you bags yi bi mu onipa no ɔde saa bag ni kofie a ɔbɛsan so atimi ayusu biem ɔhu sɛ nɛkyɛ ne anwa mpo kamu a wotimi si ɛhata ɛsan yusu saa bag no mesusu sɛ event organizers ne wɔn ɛtɔn aduane ɛde wɔn adwene kɔ saa kwan so a ɛbɛboa ya kwaniasa bebree so ama yɛtimi aboa ama yate ɛyɛ plastic no ɛso Joyce ɛnɛ wagya me nkwan no so you need to go along with me please enti mo yɛnya hweye na yɛntu anamo a ɛbɛboa ma environment no enso so ɛho atimi abanyam yɛyɛ ma yɛ ho a yɛyɛ ma yɛ ankasa ukɔ dwom weekend yi a mesrɛ sɛ wobɛpɛ o basket a wode bɛkɔ edwom wobɛpɛ basket a de bɛkɔ dwom a wobɛkɔ akɔdi dwa enkonkɔgye rubber ade a wonhia rubber ne menje ade a wobɛtimi de ato bag ni mu saa gye mu saa na momiente rubber no so ɔte aseɛ sɛ bibiani na wobɛkɔ akɔtɔ ade ni ama rubber no wode bɛfie a empentem nto ntwene ɔkyena sɛ ɔkɔtɔ ade foforo na wosoma kɔda ama na kɔtɔ ade a fa saa rubber ne ma no na kakyɛ ne sɛ wɔkɔ mo ngye rubber foforo bia saa rubber no wobɛtimi ayusu no bɛyɛ bosome bɛyɛ nsia ana yes ni ɔde tɔ ade wɔ wɛre mu de wobɛtimi anya rubber bag baako pɛ a wokɔtɔ brodo de bɛtimi de akɔ wokɔtɔ we sense da bia bɛkɔ sapan na da bia sɛ 5 times na bɛkɔ shop wakɔtɔ ade a 5 times o de polythene bag na bɛbɛ fie polythene bag nso de ba wo fa nya hwibiem anane bola enya bola nso a ene ekwa kɔpro ama afie asase nani Joyce move on enya bola ekwa asase no ani na akwa kɔpro ekwa kɔhyɛ asase ni mu ekɔtɔ gata mu ekɔpiepu ni mu ama epumu niema nso asofa mesre bebre sɛ yɛbɛ say no to single use plastic ɛbɛsrɛ ɛma oba enum koko hyehyehye ɛwɔ rubber yi mu bi mesrɛ wada ɛde yade na ɛbɛbra akɔda no ɔpani nso wobɛyɛ a anka weekend wokɔtɔ koko a koko anɔpa a wokɔtɔ de ama nkɔda no nyinaa no wo adan na wompɛ adeɛ kɛseɛ bi a yɛbu asoma no yie na onkɔtɔ koko ni bebree na wo mafie na mbɛhwiehwie ngu cup mu ma nkɔda yi sene sɛ nkɔda bɛyɛ miɛnsa nkɔda bɛyɛ mienum nkɔda bɛyɛ enum anopa wokoto kokodi ama wo mo wokɔnsa pan na hwe nkɔda bebrebe yi ene brodo ene koko se ko sensu bɛka ho a ɛho rubber ye bɛsesade ama wo a wode bɛbɛ fie wokoto aduane na nso de bola na eba ye bɛsrɛ sanka bɛyɛ a pɛ bowl kasie bi a yebu asoma ne yeye flask kasie bi a yebu asoma ne yeye na fa koto koko ni ve oba waba bɛhwie ne kakran de ama nkɔda no dignity ewo mu saa what I say you nipa you are a human being eat in dignity na ka kire wo mane se ba wo mu nkoto mo ewo rubber mu enka mo ne mfra wo rubber mu nte enka rubber na no emfi mo no te sese ne wanya pure water bi a wo fie enye aduane hyehye yente ngu rubber mu nti ene yese banku no mienya rubber na ye de bo banku no na yemfa haban enye na haban no so utimi de ye ema ne ye yie eno ba Facebook egu ho examples ni gu ho no mo a wo hwe haban ena sei ye ginada ya somu a ye hwe na ye yusuo esane se wo hwe ayi rubber ya ye de bo banku hyihishi a petrochemicals nko a ne ye de aye na sade heat kase sei ekoka de ye de petrochemical aye enade nsu emu ha na ekwa sa chemicals afri rubber emu abegu aduane ni mu ene na bia wo hu no o kina bi yese cancer bi na develop o asa wo nipadua no ye hunu se wo cells no enyini dodo ana biribi se ye na yade basa bi afekra na be hwe ni din na ebebo because o feel say rubber ne ma abrabo ye simple ma e ma ne ye convenient ma ye easy ma enti no saa na wanya no na wo pra wo ho so de aka ho ye besere se ye hwe na ye ntwe ho free saa rubber nsemu mu na ye nyinada ye nkambom. Let's say no to single-use plastic and save the environment. A school for teacher for mumfa saa nsemu we enka nkire mo nkoda no saa nsemu we no mu na wo se fiada mo ne nkoda ne ka na ye nyinada ye kye nkoda ne nketoa na efiase e de saa futu nsemu de ma wo mu a kakran na yesesa oman na dwene afri eniema a ye ya ema environment no emu asetena enye ye nyina ye de nti wo ye abayiwa young lady gentleman bo modern so be pebble ato ka mu na se okopia aduane so na pese woto a wo de obo no ato aduane no sense obekọ nsapan na wo de rubber enko aba efie yanye ne saa na ye nyina da ye hwe na ye mo oman no eho eban. We would also call on government to come up with strong policies to control single-use plastic. And we need it. We need a policy to control single-use plastic because it's a menace. Government will end up spending money on single-use plastic. And it is going to affect agriculture. It is already affecting agriculture.
98.9.
Plastics hekuafo omo yen moa ene wo mo a wo mo do nyina plastics ha afarefo won ekopo. It's a national crisis. So ko he plastic do egu apuni mu a omi ehwe biribi ye. Abai must come up with a policy to control and to manage it. One more manufacture no, we need some policy guidelines about regulatory activities. We me ba wakwan mu a na efutu semu a me dem a weekend is a fanante no weekend yen kwaje rubber bi am fi ti hu ne du trim sheda pa se me ye deliberate about this na wo ya one kasa you feel proud of yourself ebeboa amwa plane wafidie ni wafibe mu upia ubehunu se ne obeye ho a onkofa rubber enfamba. Drop a single-use plastic in your car or the total car nim keke. Utimi grab a body shop back pocket. Utimi the toe bag mu. Kupie bibi so where you bag there to madam patcho men per rubber. Adia mo ye mo more mine. Yenye ne sa na emmoa ye nyinada. EpaHoaDaben dwumedie nie. Yefutu semu a me de abre woni.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
I'll take a break. We'll go onto the phone lines now and komo bi a yahye gu ho. Ye di san komo no ye di wie pe na me ba ho na onso wabe pa mu aka ensemo a na watwi abesene ekọ ne hyewbo ene wadwenkyere ewo sa issues yi enyinada eho. You want to stay here? EpaHoaDaben dwumedie nie ye ba sisi a.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say think funding before projects.
Hey, Kofi. Let me am our countryman. About the Dano year. Abra Utia just 1,000 Ghana cedis. Me a one ya.
Uyo yinkonya.
Wait see. Me a Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding 2026.
Sa dwumadie no a ye hoahoa wo se oye odehye niema koda ahogye kese na ye san ema manfo di wachire se de oye celebrity no.
Wetwa. Be fie duonini. Ane e dia kan odo ho asema. Ya kan warefo bebrabom.
Sesi anu me mpra no miensa no ba.
Debi Kofi. Oba baako, bema baako, odo baako.
Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding. Well love meet affordability. Our warrior on another level. Don't know.
Before registration forms, our Happy FM asalam down.
So person also yasenia. Obetimi afrete te for home 0244-906-235 and I say 0302-254-858. Mamen Kaiwo, send she kakra wo. EpaHoaDaben. A branded draw, see Happy on Wheels, Jumedia Cassia, a free Happy 98.9 FM. Yeah, the Bremo, Bakaya Hua, Nima, Medina Station, Yawada, 25th of September, 2025. A free nom yenu ekopim no sia, bright, Nayana, Yantanas in Koma, Adam Puntu, and Koso, ye your cancro, Eba Yam Potamu Ahudo, our bra. Yani MC and in Penyfua, what can be a year, a journey for a dropper for any Obibiara, what can be a Twasumu, a Sinkunya, Naya Dinkomo, Maminka wo, said Dr. Zen Natural Deodorant, and Asiasi, one the Bahobi, Dr. Zen Natural Deodorant, and your deodorant here, Obetimedia, your Motumu, a Rubian Kahun, and now soon a man can be a mount. Happy on Wheels, and Massage Medier, and Pound, Kayo, say it, 25th of September, 2025, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Nima, Medina Station. Be there, be heard. Happy on Wheels. Your voice, your power. Your power.
Big go. Big go. Number one everywhere you go. Big go. For the friends and the family. Big go. Big refreshing moment. Big go. For the kids and the adults. Big go. Boys and girls with a drink up. Big go. Everywhere the party day. Big go. We go mash up the place with it. Big go. Greatest in every battle. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big refreshing moments.
Beagle drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Speaking with the minister and he's allocating 30 billion cedis to the big push. So contractors, have no fear, go full steam ahead. So let me apologize to Ghanaians. From the launch of this big push here, the whole of Ghana is going to become a construction site. The whole of Ghana is going to become a construction site. So bear with the contractors. When you are driving, there will be some inconvenience because the road work will be going on.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Speaking with the minister, and he's allocating 30 billion cedis to the big push. So contractors, have no fear, go full steam ahead. So let me apologize to Ghanaians. From the launch of this big push here, the whole of Ghana is going to become a construction site. The whole of Ghana is going to become a construction site. So bear with the contractors. When you are driving, there will be some inconvenience because the road work will be going on.
EpaHoaDaben.
For the purposes of education, amanfo etie and say yakase
as a soldier. And see, those were the
way back in the 80s, in the 1983 ho baby. Na o tracy problem ni free ho e de yem fato ho bi. We'll get into that. Na yahwe enei den e betimi aye afa galamsey no ho. He has a very rich background in asojafo adwuma, a very rich background in security, and so we'll try and find out yebetimi afa kwan foforo so they saw galamsey yi ano ana na yankwa homa no so na ene Dr. Francis Chey, SPC retired in enkomo. Doc afotimi nkan
I'm between Kapa, Kafa.
Emsa homa no na India mwae. Me kind article no o build a background from 1983 at Ghana FAC water crisis. Sam fatu ho na okofa free ho bae no ni nyina so ye den, and why that reference in relation to Galamsey fighting?
Yo, but that's it. Galamsey fight you do come na ayam say yeah no anu disem. Am sa na mo tuo no ye nya na say you share your chima. Obi obe anything between 45 years and above beyond. Ebi oba kai kakra. 1983. I come see Ghana. Ensure aho a kwache aho yi ba komano. Na very serious. Na nyina koba say there was some kind of recklessness on our part as a nation. The ever kai teach say yeah you experience with kakra, which happened to be the source of some of the streams. No more free be a share. Na time 83 come the buy no. Na aduane ho ayedin. Nti the quickest supplement a bank of food said they a little protein added to our meals. A bit me no share kakra. And ana sika samzo ho ayedin nti no. The next thing is streams are no who say catfish woman, not those times, near friend of mudfish. The original name for catfish is mudfish. But flization, they say a friend of catfish. Ajune. And then I want blocking two ends now. No much no just a few fingers of fish. Now, Obia, the call it no matter media, Koya, Bianedi. Almost start saying, na ye ununa serious. A miracle in him kaka, then so na ama insuno enough on you. And what be even some of the sources serious and Jema hereby. When I don't see that and I see what is going on today, na I may have been situation. That's my develop be an rolling chain.
Yeah.
Na obian kan ko ayi esan se ekom ohia ahokyere ahohia and when the last tree dies, the last man dies. It's a sense no vegetation nothing means survive. So if we put this thing in mind, it tells us that we should preserve our environment we should preserve our land, we should preserve our vegetation, and preserve our water bodies so we can guarantee life for sustainability and the generations ahead. And the may reference point if you're by the Kaisa Ahuniana, the Bamaya Basu say, Infonia from the drones. Yes, with TV, so if you were internet spark of water, there was a devastation there causing in hand. It is not a child's play for us not to see, say, say, if a queen, then a very eradicated Nipa, Ghana. Now, Ebemaya say, one quick thing, you have to jump in. The man here was secondary school. One of the places are not in Shohua Nipa was Central Region. The whole school, the Central Region schools, we are close to earlier than before.
Yeah.
And then you shut down one of the main treatment plants that was Central Region. It is very endemic. But Obama and maybe a bit, let's not also forget the fact that Galamsey areas are using boreholes. I don't think I dream because they are using boreholes, they are not so dependent on the river. And those who are living downstream now, they treat water and use. We don't have boreholes. So we are relying on the streams and the rivers to feed our water pumping stations so we can live on it.
Yeah.
If possible, and set households behind borehole. Borehole now, as I speak to you, is nothing less than 25,000. If you have a household and you can afford 25,000 and its increment in the cost per. And when there's high demand on it, it means prices are going to increase.
And
so
I mean, with the kind of illegal mining, crude methods they mine Ukraine, as to whether say with time, ensure na ebenya free borehole no mukran so ebeye wholesome.
I'm going to potable.
And so another matter. But
sure.
But you really strike a very sensitive chord when all refer to the 1983s because and then oko Galamsey endemic areas na emebunu bebre a what trenches in muno sa 83 situation no woma nhunu bi ama womo amfamu bi enti
exactly
bringing it back na yade bi a me sure say it will make a strong impression on a man for say there was a time in Ghana a komo ba ya ma yenya protein enfa nkan aduane hu ndi enti no amanfo be fonfon ye ma omokomu be ye nkasai enti na ye frɛ bibi Rollins chain na esan se ekomo aba na aduane nankase enya bie na protein kran so aboy na amanfo hwɛ kwan foforo benya ebi enam na gya omo atimi adi na nka omo anya protein enti omo ye se ne ye nsu ahodo no enam wewo mu no omo befa kwan foforo so de akyenam enti wo kyerɛ a ma shada pa na me repeat story say be ya enamafo no a wo mu ehunu bi ni behunu enti ye be protein enti ye kɔ nsuo no so a ye si nsuo no ewo atifi na ye sen si no anafo na ya trap fish no mfimfini na osi ye saade no over time me ekoba se ebema nsuo ne bebre be we ye kra
exactly
ema nsuo nso ho be ye den be ka ekomo ana de no
exactly
ekwan no so ana enam yi
sanity na nkwala could travel could walk as long as they are 5 miles akosensu aba ansa na obedware bi adibia no ansa na otibia ko school na yensu no what was happening was that you fetch the water in the night mobile no overnight normally alomagum so that by the next morning eniate and sat na matimi anom so people had to buy cooler refrigerator no you see that you cannot preserve hot water in a refrigerator and say coolie and sana they ship so the cooler and sana refrigeration so it means that extra cost of fuel for the boiling of the water and then freezing of the water and sana one.
Na saa time no kura na fridge no kura na no so efie bibire mu. Nti cooler na cooler na no be ayiso.
Na ama ayese empanyimfo na yenim no. Se yen ni timi hu se bibia to yeda. Nti eni se ma di kan to ebiom. Na ye ma ye ni bre na ye ko galamse ku ni.
In your military experience, and I know, sir, you did a lot of this abrochimemu. Sir, over US Army mu, and state be, and county be, womunsio and kofwa shada so almost say ni say for the state and the government, typically omuhunu sa scenario ni saying. The kind of seriousness they would have given to a situation like that, say rivers and streams coming under attack, massive pollution of sense, are a threat in the very existence. For you in the military in the US, such a situation, what level of seriousness Anna typically with the Bema?
You see, anytime every state or every community or every group of people mention something as war, something as battle, something as combat. I can say it left the comfort of treating it with kid gloves or soft gloves. And to be precise, immediately you know that there's a threat to a sustenance of life beyond. Immediately there are sanctions. First thing is a minor issue amnesty period. First thing, a free and negotiation nanumi. Young person able to obey costa area way. First thing, if you want near recovery, it's an extension for about 2 days because some people might have been traveling from different places through the same route. Yeah, it's free honor. The next thing is retrieval of everything that is harmful to that community or that is a threat to Kaseɛbɔ mobile.
Opening, Nyabotre
3 days to 5 days.
Doc, uko speedy dodo, Nyabotre. I'm enjoying this. You perceive process and I say, so some family call a chica crabby mammy beam. Say, Bribi to say galamsey, siwo, county be and state be or US are. Being a former soldier, woman, send a mobile approaching or say a sanction will say as soldiers. Monkwada situation anwa sanfa ye famu bi
you first a minor that issue amnesty period I say be a free negotiation nansa e wo yanimi e dey see who say odipa bia ana aboa bia ana bibia etimi move bia bewo that area we
okay
after that first period ema 2 or 3 days allowance say bia no be adwuma die bi ana kwantuo bi ana anamo bi say a man fa ho anyway
okay
nti you consider say onu nti no you allow say eno ntu me free monko and free what the next phase is retrieval of everything that can threaten the thing we are going to safeguard.
Okay,
I just say a machine, any kind of equipment, any kind of activity be a threat to the bomb by the
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe
98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie opani a wote ne nka Dr. Frank Chey PSD in fact now serve within the US Army and he retired as a specialist or war America force Iraq and other places in so the US. Until he was sharing the military experience with us in terms of Senyanka also approaching the issue of galamsey. Now what we and also Ebesini Femu, a thank you tour has also been on the table. Dr. Baumia Nawatri and a movement for change for so petition the OSP against him. Say publicly or say or 300 pickups the my party. Inti onko chere baby a wonya say can free and also one of the issues politically Edi him
Happy FM 98.9.
Thank you to you so Eden Semoba. In fact, we booked to talk to his personal aide. And so I'm resting a friend, the phone is off. We are not sure near Koso the phones can go off at any time. Sebia na power anymore na bibia. But we'll keep trying alternatives. Now I said officially a bit from the chairman of the party, the essence of this thank you tour and almost response to and Kofuas Momo Kase or launch the presidential bid anisa. And also da pronso edi hun komo na wotwi musun komo Chief Justice ayi no asamba back to the court say kwen fa so yi no etia ne fa hu die as a justice of the Supreme Court. Chief Justice na wodi na moyi no na mo say onsorin free Supreme Court no so kra ene na kyeremra wodi gina so ede ye eno so na wotwi abesene ede akọ na wotwi edi nkomo bebre nso afa galamsey ho
Happy FM 98.9.
Semo abesene ewo mu enso ekọ yeni nkomo yemo nkomo phone lines activated now 055-156-3916 and 055-565-7278 Misan Esisu ABMO 055-156-3916 and 055-565-7278. Hello, good evening.
Honorable baby.
Yauza, Bokode.
Oh, nyani akoko fe defense subuna sudile na kadana no chichufe. Yemo yefe o onkwa penfo so wade na nti honorable baby medindi Yauza sana okana obetimi afre me debu and the only illiterate person in this who cannot read and write. Na maminchia Chairman Joe me chimpunia ye obi aye ni abamu bibiteni ye Chairman Joe ahweye national phone bi me Yauza me aware say no sponsor one some of original executive enti enye fende owa bi manada na muntende ndc aba enti yebejani pa wabon so many years ni ekwa ko cheche ko bo bidin sedenti eti wa na ekwo shekotojeche no bibi unso nyame hira any ojuma papa o ye me say join the man mama on channel to Sanfro because inya was so ten wo Ghana and Kaseɛbɔ se see ameka say me shop ni abafa bi the rubber take away rubber bi wa no mten give na me come on ma so bibi say mama nko na sai bi won say bi enu and also can say chiches po one channel one chair nkoda say na rubber no take away emboy e ya the papa bibi ye beda amakofa kofi oye ni papa me sha na mo papa ni tuna insha Allah kaka kai na bibi ya tasem yenta nipa bibi obia me koka ene ya ye kwa ye beina ye papa John Draman mama oye juma panda afonyo market class and this aya koloi minister sina minyeso ebedu busum na so bi koji na ketu abeka say onje ana bibi meboa iti yenso youth na ye wo party no mu ye tie bitum nde bi digem obi life wa say ye tu ebi fifi mu a wotimu ena politics nti expect say na jomama ku so ye adwuma ye pay for so mudi na echi no mo so mo de say mo be ma youth because pay for do na binum na say executive bi wa ye ne ya wa mo ne gugu abrochi wa mo ko sko no mo ga na ko sko kasa kesimu nso mo pro from ko di ndc chi no o yo kwa so ku gere wu e ko so we hu w
okay
eti bibi me land no me say ye pay for wa di papa bi strategy papa bi ano papa John Draman mama no so sit na mo bo se le be ya mo se mo ba no mo timi aba na papa nam left na mo nam right na say pulling down mo akaka ko mo rent mo konso sa mo fi mu enko yi okomo na e di amanfo eti ni pa na mo pull gidigidi say mo president edi no why na ka just mo ko se John mama wi aye mo na e di be ma mo okomo mo me di youth ye ni mo aye ye ya no na shop na say dem mo sa so mo che dwara mo ka ye bibi mo na ko didi ma ye je bi gum waka lo dem obrofum anyone who they go eating if you do not come out how can you live so ala yesa
anu akano
that's
hello good evening wanani obetimi amba na abechire wadwene hello good evening
hello
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Pacho dini baby afrefi.
Open get your motive.
Oba de adome ho ye.
Antini de u sam sene me hotie.
Dr. Nokrasa, oho ye de.
Na me de wa ye na from de.
Yo, yentie we na watwi.
Akawo ne o ma pani bi amba ya aboa. Apani ma mention na show to my phone. Amefo akonye suntia Abo Akuga, Deputy National Communication Officer. Ma di the brain, and a Jew Asama, Senior College and Texas, Chairman Jew. The deal will be Namika on a Chairman Treasurer. Only this year. Nakoponka and Wati, when you could have the book, not more later. Opening about Galamsey issue. The better Excellency Dondamani Mahama Africa. When you minister, I would do a map to a far Galamsey Honsem, mining Honsem, and the more almost to know almost about because almost to an amopa on the bed, on the sofa. We know how MPP are buying Eddie Apo and my yen almost a form between our farmers. And then we look at the open ticket. I'm buying by a man, Papa buying pumping machines that woman to 3 years. Marco 900. Oman, you know, Oman Champa, you want to come back here for almost a nuclear Duma. Opening with improvement. They are there upon a pass. A banner terminal, what they say, Libra, we are century. Who makes not cut you more say, MPP are buying to next day, pumping machine, even Marco 5 for pet. From more than 12 for move yet. Who makes not and for Bowie, pumping machine, Marco 900. Your chest and your Makiafu, and your passport here. You better not say. Because a little 4,000, I know you are free. The Lancet site, you don't want to put you are doing wrong. And you are threat to the what they say national security threat. It's a to an more. When you are free or crap, on the baby, and for how any really and from the free. Now unemployment, 15 point something percent, and then about 13 point something percent. A trust, and to my cost, never cost. If you could get out you went to us, you may know no man, baby, or Mokoga. It's a no to know, and yet I drink minister or yet, but Bonapato. One way your friend, minister, Castle and saying, as a light is similar, air sign, air me, air quaffle. You're not there, you see now what it to one. On the two shots, Castle, on the show, and your bar. No man could say, you say, you Castle in fact, again, I want to do so. As a sign,
all right.
Never say,
Mr. Umraso.
Never talk any million, never talk about this idea to any person with disability for the stress gender minister. I'm not this for the monitor MCVDC because person with disability is here, common fund. I am feeling the edge. I buy yourself me a MCVDC. It's your man, the person with disability fund. Not buying a bar, let's stress. The only moment the person with disability, we are 1 year big down. Yes, you answer the credit. You're going to my hair.
Dr. Nokrasa, Medasi Bebre. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay, on your ready. Anyway. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Pachodini baby Afrifi.
Original BB.
Alaji Gado.
Now come to say.
About the Adome who you know where.
Oh, yeah, the alas. Ghana from Ghana Boa Batsu, Papa.
Medomasi.
Happy FM there. Oh, you saw that the Panawan Kita station radio, and na BB Yayo, and a beer now that one of you. Yankupon Samu Baby.
Kolabukrada, how to meet you.
Incoming national organizer. Now I'm in Chairman Mentor Jombodi. On incoming national chairman, Babio Mubia Michomo. You're not the same army. Original BB. Now, me per se, Ghana frontier, MDT for, or we are that for. But in another the Timothy. nti Ghana point over na moba the kunu no na 7 cities na baba 2 cities me na Amagata cement boyedi o make cement so ya bi wo so la no pa no $1 what about you what is the dollar do I have 40 cities 20 pesos now mu do mo no say dollar no 10 cities and now mo why Adada no mu dada Ghana for mutini ye video wa mu hutu ababum na mo pasa no Kazanu ya parliament ya kuta almost 87 for na regular BD and I need the back of my Ghana want me here Muslim be there to tell the Maya to tell to parliament Kasiano in short talk to a prominent
Alaji Gado.
Media may the party for us.
Mede ensemwa SCC na watwe edi ho nkomo show short to enim. Yen stick to an issues why?
Oya bibi. Now ni na go. You know my kind of what time ya ma address you na what you want. Na agom you ma for no de mayanka. Omo je na mo sie o ma no maye. Na come be too much.
Alaji Gado so ni nyame nante. Hello, good evening. Hello. What's wrong with this line? Guys, come and check it out. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, baby. I'm from the side.
Oba de adome ho ye.
Baby, what did come up with free now?
Udi ni baby afrefi.
About to free na me say from kwesi.
Kwesi yo, ganet you.
Galamse issue. Mahami ya na kasa kama pa.
Mami.
Na papa ya na we interview no.
Dr. Che.
Yeah. Akasa kama. Eti ye nyina ye ntie ne mfantu ehofo. Na bibi.
Eja.
Ma ensam trofo. Eni yen timamufo. Me ma ye nya yadwen da. Se Galamse fighting. E yade a eden. In fact, promises are present bia de be ma. De be ya fu mu pa de so be fighting Galamse. And na me see Akufo Addo penso. What do you say? I did the Galamse chipa that may come with them. You see, me can say until say Akufo Addo say enough is enough. Galamse didn't stop no, and I still stand by it. Don't mama never ready to fight Galamse. Galamse, what time on 1 month? Over to Galamse, and one is a walk catch a party for a Galamse say, oh my, not chiba kuminu. Yes, sir. Yes, there's such a folk of Pam Galamse for your qua. And Kola said your omu could depa near Cochichi or Messia Chigalam for. Oma machines near Omodia. President Mamani and this are going to mean countries, Omu nim the pay Galamse or Ghana. And MPP are going to mean countries or nim the pay Galamse. Omu nim Obia from A to Z. Young cast traps happening for no. Such a one try a big one, I say. Say a catcher of Monomujaya. Omo ne betwa me to Galamse eti until say politicians MPP na MPP for na chase and NDC aba NDC for na chase eti omo nyai bibi unti kroma want to say na NDC kan da bia say MPP for na Galamse eyampa na say e true eyampa ne NDC for na chase eti omo kan kire omo so omo jai na me krom kira ana kobedi Abranti on was sorry copy biana bedino. Yakwane akochino. Na bi ono koto excavator no. Oti ho. Wa abra ye nimu no. Na wa ka jam say Galamse fight edi. In fact, is the easiest a year between fight Galamse. Provinces are your mama by na therefore. Now baby one kai Professor Frimpo Boateng. Na na do the presidency to lie. When ye you soon anything when until some party penny be catch your friend say want to be more said, some person with me, Galamse, dear, Mon come na mungu from Pobati and Nasi. And that's a Galamse in twice said, though. You twice said that from Pobati to Galamse, a whole 1 year. No, you should any acting wine. And in fact, at a point, party for your Galamse because it's two from Pobati, our own rapper, you would die. Because no one to be called, but setting machines work, those in a name. Baby, I'll fed you do it. Police soldier for a pamon. Illustrious report. One would be what would me. It's Galamse Nadia the fighter, the name of Akwese, politicians and one of the but me, the gentleman, ya bring me, ya. That may come when people bless, so they say, see a Cassian conton so no, mentimi nkra so mfia buchire mendi sika e ba se bottle water nkwan ya nom wo Ghana ha mentimi nom bi eti wo a wote se me na wontimi nkokra so menom wontimi ntɔ bottle water men kasa wo party na wo wontimi nka yen country president mama say ontu galamsa se do betimi atu back to MPP and na mo din ko mo so about politics are very expensive
yeah
can crash there ho Ghana ha e me party MPP and a peja akodu pe ba bia na wo dia kosi so wo presidential wo person ko prime minister ni bia tu 46 billion and some what plan be flag bearer now peja politics di kodu say ya na no president mama e call the prime minister 30 cities no tuatua that time ni etua fridge ni etua TV ni etua 10,000 ye to abawe ya meka say no na me di nkugo eti ya kasa MPP for any ama politics are expensive for Ghana especially internal primaries eti ya hwe kodua ene na bi na no ya ese ya conference sika ya jejendi ma wo mpo mo tumi account de kodi treasure ho account sika mo je de party mu panimfo empese beka no enura na kwesi ka sa wo baby also do onim ho 46 billion onim de ntia bae that development fee no onim
ye fancy here
ya kan say ye fan say
kwesi mo bin kabi na mere no ko mo bin kabi
fufo bia yin so class onim ba bi efi
ye fancy here
kwesi party sa
that's it. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Bibi.
Eja udini baby afrifi.
Bibi, oyo ni abe mapa ta to ngam. Bibi na ebia wonam tumi.
Obade adom Francis me hu ye. Oh, eda sem kra ni a. Line so drop is what's up? Hello, good evening.
Bibi.
Yes, sir.
Bibi.
Nana mo akuni ana.
Nyanya asunje kan.
Asunje kan so nana.
Atọwe na mo akuni.
Yo.
After me see efuma ba aga meeting radio ho a say we be line na so na say chama do that.
Ghana tio na watwi.
Dey kan ma me chia instrument national chairman. Yewura onafo wate ejabo. E no be am bona about for old. Na me chia income national. Bibi, Kalam say any legal mining. Yewura John Dewani mama onye na adwen se okun atia galamse ni legal mining e wo mai ma because who say some no opposition no now see before na aye in so by you at my own to the agent line because all legal mining the agent line is finished if you become say you mama say they say on back up you have to bear 9 months or 10 months yeah so galamse the airport I have for an aye and for a year now, and for an year. I can never say you're paying for the of a mom. The agent is the agro. So almost 2 years. We are not the dead, our Ghana. Election, there is a galamse water. I just had like I got a port again and soon after. And then it is to remember. I was a modern medicine, a good from, not the Nancy from, not yet to be fighting galamse, illegal mining. And then what come out to say? So you start to say ya krada. It's time say match gold ball in you. Munya in fact what I will go illegal man no. What means it's time to find ya. No matter your mind gonna any regime any more because you can't so back and abibi. Name yes and to be no. Name no for yes and to be no. If you yank of a share about for the yana yes and to be yes so they won't put up a munya advantage only in that no. They are now who put the passport. I found out that Bibi, they have because of Oko at Mary or Abu Musul, come on, you put it as now. Free ya fire say, almost mining war. If you are 1 year, you could do it almost better. And you are that, yeah, Raka, almost surprised Abu Musul, being at also in Arabian. It's not that 1 year to me. I am frozen count because I was a war here for Uno Merunia, who's a moon payment and Masua. Yeah, I'm here for the back of you.
Okay.
I'm here for you never would you say. You can't tell me. The snap was a advisor. It's so the mark on the look at the look out. It's not not to my own. I don't want to also walk at the ones who are the
Nana Yameka also. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Honorable BP.
Yes, sir. Udini baby a free fair.
Mepacho bright me ami Kasafia Butoka.
Right. Ghana mate you na what you come.
Mami Senya Kopo and Shira and then in Bimbo from Mount. And my son here the bomb in Ghana. Mami Chia Honorable Joseph Bukari, Transport Minister. Papa no the media or Shishana or Bichimabwa transport na manage mupa or Boisma. Any honorable carry Macafio Nepa who TBC, and also a Boisma or Papa. Any lawyer Ezuma, any honorable Alaji or Punzo. Yes, na watch him. Former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bahomia on the NAM and our part of the Ombedi Abenya each year, you know. Wabogana, Papa, and see Bonibia, why you know, and delegate for no and fine and channel. Ye Bissau Bonibe and a Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bahomia was why say what say economy na ana say oka say obesi Palugu Dam aye ma hu sika a obeka ye Palugu Dam aye ye hu bebi Palugu Dam no ewo ana e na opa hu acho ana say ye galamse a oni na ban any former president na nado any MPP for any chairman hu timi etutu ye good e wo ye forest any yes, you so almost say, you know, and watch and Dr. Mahmoud Bahomia Epa Ghana for Anna. This is not the time, former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bahomia. And yes, the workers are crowd press conference. Now, we catch Ghana for say, yeah, what year Ghana for no, and ya dear, who bet you crowd to say, yan two swap and never your man penny, I will my Ghana because Ghana for Eddie Mao. Former President Akufo-Addo and JB Ewomu, the economic guru. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Who can't answer when na ubaye and obey economy. Kojo and a negana for to abide tiawa. Who papa nyamacho. Galamse aye tree. Need me for blame via mobia. This is MPP abine because omutina be good yes. Episode goes so we be fighting Galamse. And my former president Akufo-Addo in the president is so no fighting Galamse. You will forest you see a village view and you friend a Briwa village. That MP before we nice the own and now move to Galamse. And now says Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Any Amakofi Honorable Kofi Boa. More than boy. Any to my dear Muya, any military phone, and Omuko class and company never. And then Omuko to my say, Galamse to any forest. No, okay. To bet me, am I in Naya one toy? Mate, MPP for Omuko 1 or 2. No, we deny on the money, Mama. And Boo, Mano. Mammy, from a last caller. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Yes, sir, Udini baby Afrifi.
What down for Baba Yaya, so I wouldn't.
Baba Yaya, we am last but one caller. And
then my two boys were you so far. One body the answer. Your friend Keke, so the Kaya,
Nipa be brave.
Only Keke, and a KB, and a Joe Farasi, and an Anajua. So the Kaya or more. And nobody wants what to tell me.
Minimum dear.
What to tell me, I was not vocation answer. Ghana politics in it. Big push. On say Mama, or who say Ghana contractors and who say you need machines. Into a plans they say Obechema or Mukakran, no much money to manage. You see a Ghana contractor. That almost no money machines are money to manage. Until any cap vision, no, where additionally the one thing because of the contract. No, they say Congress so contractor no both money giddy because on say abandoning abano. Tani epe. You know, about Bonipani, they know about Mama. Now, dance account, that also the teacher, Manu. And also, Galamse, no, Libby. On said 57, I'm going to say, state of emergency, no, and stop. Because who the soldier for corona state of emergency matter, Jomuka Koya man for one, Yan, the better to work as a soldier for Mamma. And the other workers of Cotimbaras war, not to sound one. 2 weeks in crowd also. So the corruption in 1 week for Penny as some number Franco. I demand the number of brasses. And I'm another dancer on the Catasso. February and so to NPM the show.
Okay.
Did the last one you said in Katia? Oh, that's two Abano. So, regional chairman to Abama and I'm a woman here, chairman.
And yeah, that question says it.
And the other two Abano, all go around at the church Amafo. Master MPs in the Yakumam Nafem. So, or put on the Cocha, then Borin Wire, Oman National Citizen of Client. And I said, yeah, we not baby. Now, so, they say, my from a chairman. Musuma Zafam, Musuma Bona, my avini. Put me the Damasia. When he was all Uncle Casso into Abamano.
Okay.
So, not the Cocha Mamma way, Bonnie Dano.
Very well.
I think
Okay.
Everybody can send me this morning.
Let us say, Infancy, I'm from the last caller now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Patrol Radio, the man call for one, Mr.
Okay,
Good evening. Good evening.
But I want to say,
me who you now where?
Me who you provide better.
Now so di ni the same.
Everything need be odi kan ba ma hu na wa boni dey. Na pass o be kan pray.
Wudi the same. Okay.
Everything now di kan ba me na pass o be kan pray. Se o me di kan hu no nsu no. E hu no nsu na sa na moko. Enti mo mfa subo e mo NDC. Ye ye ba be ye ni. I say, the baby in ye. And I just be asked to say, I could do level with us all ye ya opera. And to a song, my momenta, a billion ye, I'm on Munyaji. There was many a man, Tokunu. The mamma, no, yes, no, the baby, yes. You have a flow on the choir, and yet, and see the son of my man, don't put the people, no for the new one, and what's on them, no, you know. The person who has MP before and the complaint is Sika, Abba Pajim, or more of a buy. Oh, Tama, Alankash, Dimbedi, Alankash, no. That time, no, and the next Casam, no, and she said, can't say, or more Mustam when your son was Kemua, and your MP, only Pia and your Ghana, John of Papa. And the time when you could Ghana free, yes, Samo. Mumo the name Pamusamo, you can put free assistant. No more, I make a home.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi, and no cray, a bacope.
But who's a man for Fremore? Mrena submit me for course no ABM in tea, then come on to be see her our telephone so or messages in Swabet media our Facebook. Namakan kind ede amount. A baby seen seminachi Nabaja Fortana same. You know my dream na watch mu enkomo a besine ko but dansa na no H&H Gary mix e wo kromu a me kan for dia mawo na ye wo emu ahodo ye wo H&H Gary 4 in 1 eno no ye de bribia kanfra a ewo mu otia no de gu ye wo cap mu ana obo mu na uhwie nsu gu ho a osokinsa ye ready e de amawo wo so a wo pe eye cocoa ana cocoa powder wani jimilo ho yede H&H Gary Choco Energy enso aba Ghana cocoa ye bi ena yede afra eye Gary no se be ya wodi nsuo no gumu na okanu mu a o Gary no wanya o cocoa no so e de aka ho agenkwa kese ba akọ ene H&H Gary Choco Energy eno echi ye wo H&H Gary soya
98.9
we no eye ma wono mu a womompe dairy products anase dairy milk say milk free aboamu eba say free nantwi mu ananse aponchi mu ana odwan mu omo mpe no modie no so plant based milk enti ye de soya enso aye milk e de aka Gary no ho ene asichire no ho e de aka ho de amount enti no ye H&H Gary soya. It is packed with nutrients and full of energy. No matter your choice, one thing is sure. H&H Gary are hygienically prepared. A sanso are neatly packaged. Na nebo nso eda form boko. Available our shops ahodo nyina emu. Omone se obepebi na ode account wabrabo ehun. Kwada na ebekọ SHS no monto H&H Gary ni bi emfama womo na omunkusku convenient. Ebeboa ama niema nso akontem de ama womo. Also betimi apebi de go office draw mu na edu lunch na why so busy na wontimi nko abontene a eno ane se wabie na wate ba akode agu cup mu okọ water dispenser no ho a wakobu nsonyu agumu na wanom o soakings right there behind your PC work continues. H&H Gary abadwomu abanso de amawo amanfo nti hu jai awotwa ma na san ja wana ko ne koje wo de H&H Gary asemo e kan say it is the survival pack. Happy Valentine Mass wedding beba so on the 20 in fact in the year 2026 on February 14 na Valentine Mass wedding where akwenya yedema wona pese omo eware Kristo kwanso nanso sikasem ne nieme binti no aye den ede ama wo mo yese brane betua just 1000 cedis na fa register uwia ne aka nyina ye dia honeymoon hotel accommodation yafa o wedding atade abehya oba ne be ma yafa wedding reception aduane nsuo ensa decor eka enyom videography photography yeka oba ni be ma mu makeup a mu beye mu be no kio ne mu pedicure mu be yafa ho ka edi embiem na aka counseling yen akopɛ resource persons etua wo mu ka so mu mra betu mu for ka mu betina mu dia kwaba pimpon yafa ho ka bo wedding cake ni nyina eyeye ka 1000 Ghana cedis per na obetua to show your commitment na emumo no kai koyo ba no ho ade e wo busuafo nsemo ansana Valentine Mass wedding we odo ho atimi agim. We've been doing this for 20 years. Next year 21 years. Yenimiye ya amamanfo aboy abaso. Fa ho be hyemu bi na ekate oka no so short kra efa ema wo. Ye ne partners na kan bomu a dwumedie afibia ye de bro. Ebi ana pese otensem na sibiem kan obi ana wo questions bi a me kan mentimi answer ma wo. Fa number si ne frɛ na bomoden na woni omo enkasa 0302 254858 Mrs. Subiem 0302 254858. Business and Financial Times say yenkamfo fama say the 14th Ghana Economic Forum baso na say dwumedie no dwumedie a ede akuku damfo wona ete sikasem hyehyɛ ase wona ete amammu ase wona ete business ase ede omu nyina ebeka ebomu we know Ghana's most influential platform for economic dialogue and policy action. Inti Tuesday the 28th of October and ayetonsa ede afrewo se Bra Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, Accra. Na beka over 300 leaders womu free abamu ebi free the business community ebi free the diplomatic community ebi so development partners yenina gather under the theme currency stability, a reset for sustainable economic growth. Now this year's forum will feature powerful plenary sessions on strengthening the economy and finance, unlocking energy and renewable solutions, and transforming agriculture and its value chains. Until we expect bold conversations, actionable strategies, and high-level networking that will shape Ghana's industrial future. The Ghana Economic Forum 2025 is powered by the Business and Financial Times with support from our valued partners and sponsors: Bank of Ghana, Fidelity Bank, KPMG Ghana, Arthur Energy Advisors, Olam Agri, the Bank Hospital, Metro TV, Asasi Radio, TV3, Joy FM, City FM, Channel 1 TV, and yours truly, Happy FM. Yes, say don't miss out on this defining national conversation. For partnership and sponsorship, you can call 0244 689 521. And also, Obefre 020 945 7427. You can alternatively visit us at our website, GhanaEconomicForum.com. The 14th Ghana National Economic Forum, where Ghana's future takes shape. Mano da kuma me ma wadwo mo akwaba ebe EpaHoaDaben so.
Yeah.
Boko de.
Twedi ampado ma yenkwane ho.
Na DMB campaign ekoye.
Yankofo do.
Ede ne ko special prosecutor.
Oh.
Ade emogo.
So we are kinking kwa.
Sir.
Na yes, NDC crown to me and collapse MPP and answer Dr. Lajma Mudubami. Na movement for change.
Hey, that's all omo free mo nto mo ni mo weaknesses. Mumu no mu free.
So omo free mo no. They made us understand.
Omo kra na also mu sro.
Omo base e wa Ashanti region me boy. I ka say o ombe or they will take Ashanti region. I'm one of the contenders in this particular election. Am I say ombe be say 5% in Ashanti region. You go see say.
Yeah.
You go see say 0 point and here. Cheda kra nya vote say om. Enti main media ubusamia for me omo democratically omo right. So omo feel say omo dwen say bibi nkoso yi a they raise concern. So is their democratic right? Omo to us so by ye di enim say enkosi baby.
Ta anyway. E he enim say
one thing so say omo din ewu.
Movement for din ewu.
Now when the last time I would say a flag bearer omo flag bearer and put din.
Oh, last month I think either Germany or somewhere to deliver a paper.
And yeah, now we can crack a mentee.
And we are one our own person.
What you cry? See, if you friend press release president. So as I said, they be a press release in so they
just so near by multi press release no name for the bidding.
Okay. And there be me. You're not going for keka. So
that's how by crowd. You what by mu cry you press releases.
I said BBA no action. They are better.
Na action be no nye. We near by mu den no nye.
At least, and I make a say nti ama o ma ye irrelevant. Won't you omoka? So what is here? Nti at least I was so ye BB kakra. Ghana for bon so afrafranto bi e wo ho. Ade e ba ya na ka sa afrafranto ni years say 2 weeks so said yen.
So mu
na ade bibi odi ye.
You heard him say Ebokum Singh e ba be join in or a member of the NDC's communications team or also a member of the Central Regional Elections Directorate of the NDC. Now interestingly, exactly 1 year Ebokum Singh unyame edi na fofie e wa ka kwanhia bi mu.
Wow.
It nearly took his life. And I was hoping Sanka by now no abana. I remember when the call came, said when you saw Quenchiano and who sent your car na ya. I don't know, Joseph, if you still have that picture. Who sent a book car ya
98.9
and then yasem kitwa. Ntene eye afe baako. Joyce, are you with me? Ene afe baako yenua ebo nyame di na fofie eye no free eye ka akwanhia kasie mu na eye campaign period.
Okay.
Na eye campaign period.
Oh wow.
Yes, this is how bad pick up no emoaye na campaign na head on coalition.
Okay.
Yeah, ono na nanka all pass save the day.
Okay.
Ena one passenger car baako ko shia brang just nyame nkwa nti eboti nkwa ena ya fe baako ena oso de kakra so fom na oda obo ade asiwia no abo wada nananom so ase na aye kama Manuel. Now what we move some heavy issues now about APA yedi hun come from the Chief Justice returning to the court to litigate to John Mahama's big push. And big push in Abusa questions is then is it the case year of rules are declare no antimia make impact na because we have big push the kilometers of roads or babaye and the gaps a woman not just say mono man shana nya kwan bia saa bisa no na yewe other matters nso na watwi nso abesene galamsey any calls for state of emergency and the government's approach are use permanent military stations to fight galamsey. Now what we answer Johnson said thank you to has come up. I caught a lot of conversations. It be a criticizing or it means to say a harmless tour and or embark upon. Abronye's arrest this week in Sudan to uncomo by questions have been asked as to judge or tena semono so then say me or kind or they justify the entire or deny the bail okokoti Idi Amin Dada or no I mean a judge in a democratic country quoting a dictator as the reason here Oma will be bail say kasa no de obetimi akasa na emomo no freedom after wakasa wie ne mentimi guarantee. And the judge even went ahead to say you say obia ye call before the law, but any obia so na ye call before the law in practice. Nti eno nyina so aba be senate na wotwe. Your best pick na mentio.
Bibi medase. EpaHoaDaben de mama na ewie. Mefa kunye so de ache Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na ewie baby obi amechia no ena ne yere ne honkafo ye Haji Samira Bawumia.
And no more Kumasi.
Yes.
Me one na another picture be na efe pa.
Aye, na say.
I'm for someone kasa.
Bad ye.
Wow. So na me who picture me say, "Hey, go for so mo tia do awoma so na."
Even Daddy Lumba cry. Yes, it was just lovely. Wow.
Yes, na dwaba omi arof.
Say ade wo hwe so antesa. Wo hwe pictures.
O say bia na no adwa na ba say na kuma ba fom.
Say ni pebias if it is true. If it is true mpa. Wangasa obi kra wo ne wo honkafo kra o has there sometimes.
There be a cold moment.
Yes, na wangasa mo hu say like that is say bibi kra na bibi mpo ebesi sa. Onim say yera na danko akufo ado so na ene Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ye Bawumia enim ne sesia ena Bawumia so yobi a onye ungrateful. He appreciates obi a waboa no bia in his political journey and anyoma bi sa so na some of us ye mebunu no e party ni mo no bibi sa na so ye de yesua say as we move on and as we climb the ladder in politics no obi a waboa ye at a point in time no yes so you be show appreciation to sa unkrofo no if anything crab is here I'm sure say no matter what so said the way our moye impenifo no they will surely iron their differences and continue. I'm stressing on it if netia I think I could see any way incoming national youth organizer no so michiano and Yera Mandela we have greater Accra currently the deputy youth organizer in the next election no Yemebunu need the address on one year as the Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer.
Oh, okay.
It's here for no so Michio BBR and what in the feed can I say? What chimney feed you know? At the Ato happy 98.9 FM. Maybe Michio and Casa also.
Major Sama
weekend idiot. And because I said week muya. And I want to say, him fear.
Yeah.
I did see him him fear. It was a beautiful display of culture.
That's right.
Mame, Asante Hima Nyankopon Emfa Nekra NCA. Now I believe what the Ashantis did within this week, most of our culture, our tribes should try to imitate it. Now we should try to preserve our culture. That's one thing that they be 98.9. It is better than always trying to look down upon some people's culture, right? Trying to downplay people's culture just to make yours look superior. I think say BBC and sa emwa into various cultures na Ghana hanyina no. Mama yenyina we should be proud of where we are coming from. We should be proud of our culture and then we should try to elevate it, project it. Yen is an ebeboa. Essence said sometimes we like to say we mommy and why say and say emboa. So this week it was so beautiful display. Now Bibi, wangasa show TV so crowd we need.
Yeah.
Wangasa won said this is very, very beautiful.
And now you cross over to Mask.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that now all kind in his report other tribes
yes.
And the way almost to be display of culture. Exactly. And especially when issue disrupted, I think the first 3 days of the funeral. Na me papa no manguna for buy no. Omo kire say yes.
Omo bedru.
Power day.
Omo see omo bedru ho pa dey
Power day.
They did very well. And me agasa me hu na me say voter for aba. We fence saying no for na obia crying for obia ba. Like na me ameniaje.
It was a national event.
Thank you very much. We said this pure unity.
Yeah, you every year. Say a national
culture day.
Of culture.
Yes.
Na yembodwa kese Independence Square. Na region after region, a tribe after tribe, ubiambe display around a certain theme. You know, na President Jom.
Bibi sa no say me if in 24 tie ya Ministry of kind of say
chieftaincy
and culture.
and religious affairs
and the Ministry of Creative Arts and now munya bibisa na emboa rather than they be out social media who say we speak against this person's try this me ba me barrier me nkrofo obi a me appreciate no aside mirror na something hin yira e gamanche
okay
obi a who say obeda na gamanche no me who say wasesa nioma wama the kingdom no ayefe
okay
into no there me can't meet in the soa.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That's the reason recently meeting said there was some issue. Now me call my dreams. Listen, let's try and more and solve it because.
Senye ono kra was a fatamu for mano na de no ye ni.
Oh ye. Or the drum pen so be.
Me wan semanye.
Exactly. Not sacrifice. O say adeba kwa itimi aboa asante fo abedum pen sacrifice. Or they can sacrifice everything for. So we should try all the other. Thank you. So if you beat me the nitty crazy, what the one India be more be now with me I'm pleading with all of us.
M-Pesa national event.
Yes. Exactly.
It will remind us that we are one people.
We are one people. It's obi otie ye happy na every culture we and cry new we are gonna new we are swim new we are santinu if you can the central region let's try project our culture and we understand na abrofo betimi afiri omukuro mo si aba behwe to project yours bibi ma me fe no mbe mfensi na ye ntoa so bibi oba ye ma me tukono na issue ananse ye te say wasadi akokot bi me hu me TNDC for mo se ade na ma me no yes sa den
so pema so twen
no so ade oye judge me kwa na nya be judge nya de bia odi na e man so ade ne de na e man so me question na person me busa ne say bibi uba Ghana ye 1992 constitution ni mo a e de na eka efa ade a esi nyina Bibi, before I met you, I need some education from you. Maybe what was the recommendation of the committee? Or recommendation?
Omuka said, "Omu two man penny for say union free as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana."
Oman kase as a court of.
I need to read the text.
Okay, because
warrant.
There difference between warrant. Okay.
Me say, I need to read the text again.
Yes.
But in summary, no, and it say in office.
Yes.
And per the constitution, president, must abide by that recommendation.
Or say the president, where Article 46, 1469, or say the president shall in each case act in accordance with the recommendation of the committee.
Yes, it's in your recommendation committee. You must act in accordance with it,
not above it.
Exactly.
So, and I'm person I need some education. Say, committee ni can say as the Chief Justice, and I say as a Justice of the Supreme Court.
Now, report to one can be.
Make Justice of the Supreme Court
okay.
The mihu ye no as the Chief Justice. And he say committee ni recommended chair will say as the Chief Justice. Now uko beyond that. As as the Justice of the Supreme Court webumra because in Article 1469 or say the president shall act in each case. I say the president shall in each case act in accordance with the recommendation of the committee. And the committee ni kan and no one was said what the ejuma. And once I will go beyond it, say, may you as the Chief Justice, I say you as you can say as a justice of the Supreme Court. And some people are making an argument, we say, oh, say oh yeah, the justice of Supreme Court, you know, and no also no because once you are not a justice there, no, you can't be a Chief Justice. That's the argument of some people. Now, Miss Ebanis also Miss Kakra because Bibi with Adia Yakase Mamina Yenina, we are Justice of the Supreme Court. You can't do it. Arabi Bimboa. When you're justice of the Supreme Court, you don't fall under, you can't say the travel policy, no. You don't fall under the travel policy.
Unye Chief Justice.
Unye Chief Justice, travel policy and count. Unye Chief Justice, mean transfer obi. Meboa. Also, unye Chief Justice, President in the engagement busa say, dear Ben, I mean, what do you think? Now my recommendation. And see, idea almost CSM, I mean, I bone, no. Now, that thing can only occur in her capacity as the Chief Justice, not in her capacity as a you can say a judge of the Supreme Court. So way and amount way clearly no, the president went beyond the 2 minute constitution in the idea at the amount no. So me believe it say once the woman want to take it on, and also be boa in the near future. Say court no NT asem no onye the ombu waten say if the president can go beyond the committee na recommend here, because if or the court na court ko to say oh the president can go beyond that a patch say I better any bad precedent bibi unim sa, because also why bone as a justice of the Supreme Court as a chief justice now they are come as a justice of the Supreme Court as a Supreme Court unim say as a mother per the constitution also a boy say like you have to keep a good house, you have to be a good mother to your children. It's in that sense, you know, say you might not be a good mother to your children. And so it can go down to some extent. So for me, we should just watch how this whole thing unfolds in the coming days. Say omutimi bua in favor of the presidency and also in the coming days in Yankopon Adona say MPP so ebenya 2 years, so that when we are also doing same we know so the person is going as both the Chief Justice and also the Justice of the Supreme Court. Bibi, now to the issue of the big push. Now say me one am say yes man penia akwalanchi bibi a friend big push. So I wanted to have a very good understanding of the whole thing. But the MT and say infrastructure development, and now man naming a big push.
Road infrastructure,
and now man naming a big push. Says Senya, I road unkwa.
I think say largely.
Yeah, I see infrastructure. I think it's infrastructure development.
Yeah, but roads
near more.
Yeah.
Okay. So if infrastructure development and one name, you know, as big pusher is not nothing. Any BB
okay. But they bold and
board because we all the seats no my ETS so invested $10 billion into big push, you know. Baby. The first year or the 13 billion and all the ashim Ghana cedis. And the recent engagement on my ETS said the next one or the 20 billion and the beshim. Into the enfant say every year crowd the 20 billion a beshim crowd. That means in total, Nebenya Bibi say 80 billion Ghana cedis, which doesn't tally with $10 billion US. So clearly, you know, the investment or cash the share the whole Jumedi, you know, within 4 years, you know, it's not realistic. At that point in Wafili. Secondly, you don't need to tout yourself with infrastructure development too much, because that's what he said in 2007. Even say if we predecessor AC 21 schools. Now waba see 20 schools on to me can say why are they at saying because infrastructure there obi and also per on kasana sama wakaninti when he's doing anything concerning infrastructure maybe who say it is in its MPP no more tauti or more there because omo man ka bibisa by yera jo mahama na kasi won't be fan tauti because adia every government So first of all, it's nothing new. Secondly, big push no you can say scale cash or the base shame no and that amount of money and now or this shame. But by and large, I'll see on by kilometers. I
need to check.
Okay, because before I be free, so close to 13,000 kilometers of roads,
which has been contested.
You can contest, but the facts are there. Ministry of Roads and Highways document, or maybe I can send it to you. That document, before the election, you know, I had a privilege to be working with a senior miracles this what's the name? Next chapter program no. Based on that, I had the opportunity to have the document. Now from the ministry, no, I Claire made me send and no crowd online, made me crack on download online from the ministry and NPP headquarters. And close to 13,000 kilometers of routes. And some person may be are fine. They've been given the power to do that. But I mean, as I'm 4 years, I'm not sure they can do anything close to the area and another Akufo-Addo here. But
I'm not 2 years.
So obey the 13,000 Biana.
The big push projects now roads in 2 years time every contractor must be done.
But say any rules out there more 2 years no move no one say more. But the length I will be within the 4 years in America one say. Yeah, I had 13,000. Into the old bay no yeah say usu bet me be and I say the nana dank Akufo-Addo here no crown bay.
Happy FM.
Maybe now we come to the issue of the Galamsey. People want to unim promises are Ira John Mahama a promise in 2024. Yen na yet say. Can you tell me about Kumpa why implement it, maybe me a beggar send me a bias into I might not be truthful to the fact, but maybe the menu him say Rajo Mahama Kase or the AI ebe fight Galamsey e won memuha or catcher Rajo Mahama sa catcher say obema amnesty omo no omo mine no or kabibisa Rajo Mahama sa catcher say LIA permit enko mine in our foreign reserves no be repeatedly still egusu eden e wo ho or catcher so be arrested the kingpins no mo engage in Galamsey na omo munimo Bibi, Sabo Shea, the state of emergency, they supported the call for a state of emergency. But for almost 8 months, we are not seeing any of promises or more promises. The year and another, the same thing, and all year. And on him say, you can't do the same thing and expect a different result. You did military officers, HAC or more minor, Jirajo Mama Cassay, and Yanse Bienim. So the military bitch in synchro for more mining. He told us that. Or catch us and now Danko Akufo-Addo in the bush for any year mining, ain't a year to me fighting. No. Or catch us say, a conta mining. Ye round to me, and now all Ghana ha Galamsey, you know, no ye. Into a mobile say, ni legal license for my revoke, papa no all my nibium. But what are we seeing? Koso, and this if one abeje as your monazo. The camping Sarah John Mahama Kase Onimo Mono. Where are they? Why is he not arresting them? Because small girls and small boys, no, Omo no gusu yadien, Ogusu arrest you, he's doing nothing new. Now, recently, Noka said the state of emergency, no, say, yeah, or Obeka say, is the last resort. And here, the person in CCI should be the last thing that he would do. Let me say, and young Crofo we are na before Yebeko about to no catch Nana Danko Akufo-Addo say on declare state of emergency. Emmanuel Amakofibua, the minister in charge of minerals and natural resources, or catch fifth what's the name of Sami Jemfi? It can be. We will be Haruna Idrisu. It can be. Okuje to Ablakwa. It can be. Sam George Muninaki can be. Then assassin. And then they see. Adia mo qualify for. Besi ene. Muntimi enye dien en declare. Nancy ekasa some way fellows of Usu kwache say yemfa evidence share say insuo no asset BB. Impempenswa and na ye increase water bill to this over 200%, you know. And no point evidence and say it was a state of emergency and now all qualify and was would declare. And no point grounds and the rates are insuo Nancy cry Bibi now it doesn't flow again. No, I cry. I know more reasons. So be to mampeni for say undeclared state of emergency. And I said, yeah, Bibi, yes, I'm
mampeni do be timetune for. I don't know na baya ni open obey.
But once said now Crawford no mudi nechikra they are all disappointed.
But no mampeni na kasemro to Frank and kase in declared state of emergency as a person.
But the party for cabinet ministers. I know me cabinet ministers. No more believe say I was here declare state of emergency.
Yeah, but it is not in their
cabinet
power
meeting. They no catch mampeni. So futu be no me
ometimi ama na futu but no be fa say na mo kan about Dr. Baomi.
Okay, two parties say John Mahama ontie futu.
Entina Nanado no ntefutu.
There be say omo
kwatena. Na make say omo metimi akwa kwatena cabinet.
Yes.
Omo be kire omo adwene tufu.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the back stops with the
with
president.
Okay.
The decision no be taken.
Okay.
Send na Dr. Bawumia say
Dr. Bawumia say. Okay, meeting.
Time na mutu mo born to amount for say na Dr. Bawumia kan mabu na CDI ba say mo me say so. Ono no vice president. O kire na adwene. Mampani ni pa e no befa. Is that not the same position of a minister or a cabinet minister?
Okay, a minister in charge of minerals and natural resources. Into ono na first and information wade a AC grounds. And on him say in soon say to some level at this time because based on that into water bill air cost. And on way to Mampeni for 7 Mampeni may call it for state of emergency. Na baby am in soon I could drew Mampeni I will see a declared state of emergency. And era John Mahama say means you
or say or you're reluctant to declare state of emergency because and on the be in the last resort. So
Bibi, first of all, adia and I'm dikan kasa adia yera joma na don na all year. Na mo qualify for state of emergency no. That's the same thing I also year. What shall we share Ghana?
Nanado station a soldier for 44 mining areas say omontena permanently to deal with Galamsey for. That is what is doing different.
Bibi, what about the promise of promise here? What Manado promise we no share no. A soldier for more all the areas and no more fighting Galamsey.
Yeah, but the difference the difference now is that they are going to be stationed in the 44. They are going to be say
you but okay, so if I omunyanko ye, I feel no more come okay, Nanado at the ban eto so only the onye be answer. Okay, into Mampeni yesrel. So I want to be declared state of emergency cry for ban eto mining so for some time.
And the gold board better than your gold.
So and that means the focus of the government, the focus of the government is not basically about the well-being of the people in the country, but the profits and the gold board, I can't, Bibi.
First, have me and not me boom removie. A boy late. Binim say topics in the doors.
Come in the coming.
A bomb mantle into the
3 seconds. We pay me then the Namufio and Amufia. Make Messian is I might say Bibi because we Mufi. Here I say drink it here. See your thank you to. Now because on thank you as encrophobia in Tiasia. Many and this in me and me quite de Mufi. But the mate will be being say or more campaign. No, so you're a campaign. Only Mampeni and your campaign.
What's away?
Send me and this for your casa. Almost your money Mampeni.
We saw you, but the same name was said, sharing the same platform with John Mahama.
No, like
house to house.
No, he went on his campaign. John Mahama so called
that. Don't say, Odanga Sabudania Wabeka say, yes, campaign at Yemutri.
Yes,
now Obama campaign. Yes, or no Puquadiment.
Yes,
it is true. Yes. Or Central full or
no, but no, listen to the impression is
there be creating impression. There be said you both
no, you're no campaign.
There be like
oh yeah, no quite thank you. But he was not on the ballot for any.
No, I'm saying he went Obuaman. Okay, let me say it this way. Obuaman Penino in a different capacity.
Okay.
No see any campaign. And so who say oh no so quite thank you Tono and say Bibia because here Julius Debraso yeah walking tall.
Away.
Now the say work be and me say Julius Debra.
Yes, of course. Let me tell you, pa. Me fan chairman na. Unse me see most Friday be na me ko worry to go.
Oh yeah, ebusan
pani. But na me sim by 12:30. But e kwan no traffic e was on them.
Contractor or
oh yes, ya kwan contractor was so. Nti nyese bi ani abo mi em kwan me fa lugulugu kwan na ka be do na abo be 7.
Okay. Ye pa che budumbura kwan.
Yes, e ti from fan chairman na.
Yes,
we're discussing over first of all, big push as I'm make us say bad because Ghana here going on and I will not buy a boom where I say baby I be near so scan all kind there so okay so the 10 billion that is the first year.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that won't mean for 10 billion because I believe that we catch America. Time I move into industrialization, I don't know whether it is true or not true. Almost 65 from Ford, because they told them say, if American rules are good, people will buy your cars.
Yeah.
So help us to build the rules. So the foreign helper may come people to pay their rules. I don't know whether it is true. That's the information I had some time ago that I went there. So I also believe that there are now a lot of car companies in Ghana, especially Toyota. Ghana, because a car, I say, one market power will come here Toyota cars. Until me, I feel say if government will approach Toyota to also help us in finding those kind of, I don't think it's very bad. Oh yes, me feel say because at least because if Ghana good rules are good, your business also go up because. And I will say, that is the point I believe in.
Anyway, Toyota, on and off road cars, your roads into no more business.
Okay, so the wish say
we pick up in your way.
So the wish that say I will road that anyway. So it's true, Mom. But I mean, let me suggest if you approach them, it's okay.
Say I'm quite and every 18 we have to do it.
Yeah, it's true because you can reach us. I've been America. I've been I'm going to say I'm pick up we need. Inti me feel say a bay juma man penny on because they had been prior. Me feel say road and so they can sacrifice all the roads that lead to our original capitals.
I know kind.
At least it should be 2-lane roads because almost 2 kind. You not see a highway a single lane.
Yeah.
And as then they see the same day see BB. Yes, a single lane and some cars and Gamba. Because a single lane, I can't overtake so no me see for man on see for. So we left the road almost 6 meters from the road and that's then happening on.
A double road.
Oh yes, you can see. To me feel say yeah, say this time crown because or maybe a bit developer acquaint. You can't say Krubia fine acquaint. Yeah. Because so to say New York, Massachusetts, and so forth. Traffic block maybe have thousands of road. And me feel say yes, I don't know money boy. Okay. Now if Chief Justice send some there, some say court. Maybe I'm interested because I require interpretation of law. Until now I say or the High Court.
Entire procedures. Entire procedures.
Because me feel say
when near interpretation.
No, but they issue that
challenge the procedure President Gina Sudi,
the procedure
as a justice of the Supreme Court.
President use Article 146. No, the until say or we use all the units I want to say. No, if you say my interpret law say Sam Rano. A bit me you as Chief Justice and I say it's interpretation.
No. We know what say or no different view of what the president has done. And now or yes specific challenge. Sort as say where you me, but you have wrongfully sacked me as a justice of the Supreme Court.
Can you
challenge
can you even morally and then commonsensically? Can you tell me one person where the Chief Justice say we are what's our Supreme Court judge that? There's nobody.
It goes with your tenure. Yes. What about Chief Justice? Yes. When you are leaving office as Chief Justice, you automatically lose your membership.
Yes, because I also believe it's moral. Because you'll be a wife head of the whole judicial system. Yeah. You cannot go under somebody again.
You can make the moral argument, but any legal.
You understand?
Or only position.
So I believe that is the reason why the law permits president and now someone say ready to be you're testing fair. So this issue has never happened before. Into the make us a court and say, Mama. But me feel say, of course, Supreme Court to the very but of course, who say, High Court. Who say?
Oh
yes, that is the point. So I already say, I think Chief Justice Rabia or panel members.
So we made yes. Me court for interpretation. Me call a high court to assert my rights. So what I say, when you constitutional interpretation.
No, but the issue is that
of course, wrongful dismissal because of procedure. You see,
wrongful dismissal. I say, me father say, "Oh, we are Juma, ABR."
One for campus way.
But constitution is say, "Obetime you as Chief Justice."
Yes, and yeah.
Obetime you as Chief Justice.
Yes.
Constitution and Chemu say, "Oh, you Chief Justice, sir."
Yes.
Who fulfill your membership as Supreme Court judge, and as the constitution was silence on that.
Yes, and a BB.
So this is the time, and to any that's why I'm saying, say, that is why I'm saying, say, this thing will end up in Supreme Court because the ruling now High Court is bad because it needs interpretation of that particular side. Say, but the Constitution was silence on that.
Let's see how the High
yes.
Court
So say High Court in sensitivity. Me feel say. Nyade say have now we I said in
me fa we me chepi we un say constitution say I blunt say president no when in consultation
you made this point
right so let me do until we there you fair no so because the court dey you how the court is but say be ogidi say High Court Robenian na mfuni bi wa let me go to saying get issue. If you say
now we are mamena commentary.
Yeah, Bibi no Papa like we said, yeah, check campaign mo 3. GM ye baako. Na no pokwa jima ye baako, na no so ye baako. Ndi si ato abana wi. Na si GM ay campaign to, GM campaign to no ko ye no. Or yeah announcement. I didn't see most of the national executive with them for omni ne course campaign to thank you to no. This is national chairman, so may thank you to her. Who's a Ghana? BBS, I'm for the benefits the person will get down the greater picture.
Politics is largely driven by interest.
You understand? And say for now, we don't have any evidence to prove, say, on the Kwamba want to declare or contest as and so we cannot just conclude, say, because of person contract or contest as fragment or contest. But that's what it said. Man now friend no ya analysis so resign as chairman if you say no by the time a sitting get will declare
so be
by 10 on your chairman bi
me akoma to
of course you try in front me gidi say no there
at that point they be who so op flag bearer no whether he will go again or not
so that is the point but opanya because I mean
na say opa onye hwe
I mean say course
he's more than qualified
I'm telling you the contest in the
sure.
Because the courts are many.
They say don't get your flag bearer.
People feel that he's a grassroots person. They see him as the next a Rollins. It's the local officer. Nothing is a good one.
But that's all right. He has a right to. Julia Debra, so yeah, can
you say?
Walking
but watch out for cover no points.
Wakaton. Oh no, yeah, wakaton.
No, so papa. Well, yeah, the best here no na that team ni nyina say for Ejuma Oma ball within the week. Joe Sanko Jimaima and then Abena Joy. Say sorry so there. Na ye jemu e dia mother sports team. Kwaku Ansan All Bright Ebelidi team no at the Mediama Innovation FC league match commentary no at the aba. Inti enyi free ha one yen entoa so entena ene enwumre.
Abusiafo, no mu nanso ne papa eni hia. O papa